so it ends up not being functional.
Welcome back on Titan, everybody.
Olá, estamos ao vivo.
I'm the Irreverent Izzy, and I'm going to be doing commentary today for Krolm.
Bem-vindos aí, rapaziada, que tá lá na Speed Game.
Really good at this game, actually.
Bom, vamos lá.
I'm
Meu nome é
super
Krolm,
duper excited to be here and
Attack on Titan.
to see how he's going to do,
Attack on
actually.
Titan é
I
maravilhoso,
kind of
jogo no
think that he might even, you know, snatch a world record.
Muito divertido. O speedrun dele é pouco, vamos dizer...
Yeah, this is the first Attack on Titan, Wings of Freedom, released in 2016. It does have a sequel, but that's not going to be on the docket today. Let's see, this is the full game female Titan run. Basically just the main story. It's going to recount the events of season 1 of the anime. So from like the training arc at the start of the series all the way up to and the discovery of the walls.
Primeira coisa que se fazer é New Game, tá? A gente vai fazer a categoria da Female Titan. A gente vem aqui Settings. A gente vai colocar no Easy.
Trying to think about anything important really to beforehand. There's going to be a lot of conversation about and just the actual like moment-to-moment gameplay. Of other speed games, the Attack on Titan games are actually pretty and don't really have like exploits or glitch anything like that. It's why we don't really have like an any percent category so much as we just have female Titan percent. A lot of it in the game and the skill-based like you know, attacking.
O timer começa quando a gente apertar no load, fechou? Então vamos lá. Glitched time will come up when I press the start button after the load screen, okay?
Actually, I do have to explain timing here. I think usually we would start it next. I think Krolm actually like reloads.
Vai.
I guess, yeah, timing started on next then. He usually reloads the game, okay.
Que é os jogadores, os nossos amigos, né?
Here's our first introduction to the omnidirectional maneuvering gear.
Geralmente não nos
So, it's two, you know, waist strapped that are powered by, I guess, CO2, basically pressurized gas.
Então, vamos rezar.
We actually, I kind of, but there's a lot of like hitting objectives as you go along. So we actually like have to sort of stagger ourselves at the very first flare that appeared. And that isn't like a huge problem to be very aware of. That you actually need to like activate objective. If you've ever played a Muso game, like, you know, Dynasty Warriors, One Piece Pirate Warriors, Hero Warriors, anything like that. There's a lot of, like, actually, like, waiting for objectives to basically get the next thing. And that's sort of what we're doing here. This is also it's explaining, here's how to target Titan parts, here's how to actually, like, attack. So yeah, you have basically a movement mode where you're... so, like this, Krolm is just moving around freely, and you can, you know, do some boost dashes. But then there's also, like, combat mode, where you actually gauge the Titan. You can target individual body parts, so you can... It depends on the size of the Titan. So 3 meters just have the Nape, which is the Titan, which you have to hit to actually eliminate them. There are also medium and large, which are 7 meter and 15 meter respectively, who also have arms and legs back individually. You still have to hit the Nape to actually take them out, but you can really weaken them. Here we're getting introduced to the gas mechanic. So combat is actually not really limited by health or stamina like you would be in most traditional games. Instead it's on your gas blades. So these run out as you're fighting. Blades get lowered every actually attack
Eu
an
vou só
enemy,
dar-
your
jogar
gas
a
runs
partida
out as you're just moving and doing
pra
dashes.
poder esperar esses caras subirem. E agora
We can
é onde
restock
começa o
them
tutorial de
with
fato.
like
Bom,
just
aqui
the
é o
actual
seguinte,
equipment we
vocês
carry
estão
on
vendo o
us.
mapa, na grande maioria das vezes do jogo,
Logisticians,
eu vou
which are
me
those little
localizar
backpack
por esse mapa
markers
aí,
who
porque eu não
are
preciso ficar olhando pro centro da tela.
like
Então eu
cadets,
vou direto
cadets at the moment, scouts later on,
pros pontos
who
vermelhos,
the equipment for us, so we can always go back and restock.
Por quê? Porque
Here,
sempre que
actually,
tiver uma fala no jogo, eu
tutorial
percebo.
is
Ah,
ridiculously
tem uma
impressive,
que a fala
actually.
seja trocada antes que ela aconteça
It is
antes,
an
como agora
extremely
no
tight
Raiden,
route,
pra eu
so
não
we're
perder tempo
actually
quando eu cumprir todos
like
os objetivos.
at
Aqui, por
first
exemplo,
moment
eu
where we
fiz
actually like restocked our
então
blades
eu
and gas
vou
for the sake of
terminar
the
esse titã
tutorial.
aqui, eu vou voltar
Going to do that again
e
for
vou
this
esperar
entire
que
section,
os titãs apareçam
which doesn't look
aí
too bad on the map.
eles apareçam, né?
Except more Titan training dummies have appeared,
Ok, já
and
apareceram
there are a
ótimos,
lot
sem
more
ter
of them.
o diálogo, isso é bom.
So
A gente vai derrotar
actually
esses caras
are
aqui. Agora sim
just
eu quero falar com os
extremely
aliados. Por quê?
precise here
Sempre que eu falo
and
com
have
eles aqui,
just enough
eles se
gas
tornam
to make it
ativos,
through.
eles começam a me ajudar. Então percebam que o Korn ali no mapa,
Also,
os escudinhos
right
estão
now in the
todos lá no
tutorial,
centro.
really,
Significa
we're
dizer
supposed
que eles já estão tentando derrotar
like
alguns
the
titãs.
ankles
Pra eu poder
of
salvar
the
algum
training
tempo aqui,
dummies
eu
to like,
preciso
you know,
que eles derrotem
weaken the
esses titãs. Eu
quotes,
vou ajudar eles aqui com um
and then hitting the nape to hit
pode me
multiple
atacar a
body
perna por
parts.
algum
That's
motivo.
why we have the counter
Esse
in the
pequeno
top
aqui eu
left.
não vou atacar. Eu
I'm
espero
not gonna
que
do
eles
that though,
façam
because it's just a waste of time, and the mission ends whenever all training dummies go
Ok,
down,
derrotar
and not
tudo
when all the
pequeno,
parts
isso
are
é muito
destroyed.
bom. Percebam ali que eles estão indo todo mundo pro ladinho
That was
ali, né?
nice. He's actually
Então, o que eu quero é que eles me ajudem, pra eu não perder muito tempo. E se eles não matarem ninguém, possivelmente eu vou ficar sem gás.
Oh,
Isso mais
yeah, I guess I
parece
should
um
mention
boss.
the actual combat.
Mas não tem muito problema,
It's
o importante aqui é a
sort
gente, pra maratona,
You
tentar
can,
eliminar todos.
you know, lock onto the body part,
Bom, agora
and
aqui, esse aqui é
you
o meu último. Se eles conseguirem
anchors
eliminar aquele cara
and
lá,
then
gigante, senão
release
eu vou voltar lá
movement
pra
so that you
pra
move
destruir.
towards the target,
Pelo jeito não vai ser, então eu
the
vou ter que
attack
voltar
button
lá.
when you get close.
Como eu falei,
Alternatively, you can
aqui eles tiveram
waiting
essa-
and you can
esse
just
diálogo,
boost
então eu
dash
vou
into
voltar.
it. It goes much faster and hugely damage that you do.
Essa fala do Kiff apenas aparece depois que a gente derrotar o
about
último titã e as falas
calm
finais
down.
tiverem aparecido.
That is easier than it
E
looks
essa
or
é a
harder than
primeira
it
fase do
looks.
jogo do tutorial. A gente ainda vai ter duas fases que são
If this was like the second game, I would say it's a lot easier than it looks.
especialmente para poder lutar contra
This one is way harder.
Só lutou contra
I've like been getting really down and like practicing,
E agora
like
vai
actually
entrar
playing the game and
as
doing the run, you know, and
Vocês
for this.
viram boa parte dos
Dude,
tutoriais
this
do Korn,
movement
que eu
is
tirei antes.
ridiculous.
Tem uma
Is
possibilidade de
extremely, extremely good at
com
it.
isso, né, que
Like,
foi, tirar os tutoriais lá no início.
you like actually do damage to a Titan and like strike it down. You have to like turn into the momentum.
Tutorial. Agora eu preciso
It's
falar com a
very,
Armin.
very, very.
Foi a Armin. Falou
Oh
com ele.
yeah.
Não tem a cutscene porque a gente já skipou. Agora eu vou comprar
How do
uma
I make
First
sure to-
Generation Blade.
Yeah, it says
Essa arma aqui.
720p 30. It should be good.
E agora eu vou comprar um reforço de gear, level 1.
Think-
Porque isso ajuda
oh.
a gente a voar mais rápido dentro
Pause the
do-
gameplay.
Opa,
I don't know if my internet was getting messed up, but I
beleza. Agora a gente vai
running
lá
on
falar
both
com
sides.
eles,
Whoops.
pra gente poder entrar na nossa segunda
Oh
fase.
right. Okay. That.
Beleza.
So
Foi meio clunky esse menu aí, não era pra
We
ser
can
tão
actually,
difícil
like,
não, cara.
can change our equipment. So there,
Skipa duas
after that,
cutscenes.
in the in-between section,
Agora a gente vai embora.
we can actually
Vamos
go
aqui,
talk
fazer primeiro
to
titã, tchau.
Clyde Depot, and we can purchase materials for
Agora é
upgrading.
o momento em
and we
que
can
o
also,
segundo titã,
upgrade
ele
our
vai,
equipment.
dar um tapa
Equipment
na
is separated into 3 different
gente.
categories,
Então,
which
já
are
tem o remédio ali
blade,
preparado. Tem o
birds,
remédio
and
verde
gear.
ali no canto.
The gear is basically like the reels and the actual like anchors. And scabbards are our blades and gas, and
Beleza? A gente vai skipar isso.
or actually, sure, it's the blades and gas. And then our blades are actually like how we do. So like certain
Aqui
blades
agora é só pro
will
lado,
have a lower
não
durability,
desce pro lado. A gente vai mirar,
or
vai usar o-
they have low sharpness but have a lot more durability, so they don't run out of.
dash e mata. Boa, nice.
There, in between the tutorial and this stage, we buy the first generation blade and reinforce the gear,
Ok.
because
Eu
we
gosto
just start
de
with
ver aqui
training
porque esse
super
cara
duper
grandão,
weak.
eu gosto de
The first gen
de
blade is
cima pra
basically
baixo.
just a straight upgrade. It's more
Estourando
durable and
ele.
has more
Aqui
sharpness.
quando a gente tá aqui em cima,
The reinforced
anda,
gear
ele
has a
caindo,
longer reel
só
range,
mata.
and
E agora aqui
has
tem
like
problema,
higher
porque esse jogo aqui ele gosta de
is
trollar a
it
gente.
anchor
pra caramba.
strength, I
Isso daí
think,
quando esse cara aqui não
doesn't
anda pra
get
frente.
pulled out
Então
as
a gente quer
often.
virar ele do contrário, do avesso aqui, pra poder bater no
Sorry,
Não
I have a
perde
lot
muito tempo,
to
porque, como eu
go
falei,
through really, really
esperar a
early
fala do
on.
Krolm,
It'll ease
tá?
up
Me
later,
esqueci o nome,
but
pra poder derrotar
there was
o
earlier
Krolm.
when he got injured from
Agora é só
the
esperar.
Colossal Titan kicking the wall, and he had to dodge out of the way. It's something that we shouldn't have to use that much. You know, assuming things go well, we shouldn't take too much damage. Basically, if you get injured and then a Titan tries to grab you, you get like focus time, I think it's called. You can just dodge an attack for free.
Chablau.
Again, it shouldn't be used after this point, but
Prazer, Titã Colossal.
things can definitely go.
Titã, por enquanto, ele é
And I'm not
indestrutível.
gonna
Na
try and
outra
put that
categoria
energy out into the
desse
universe,
jogo,
especially
a gente
during a
consegue fazer alguma
marathon.
coisa, mas por enquanto a gente não consegue nem
Right.
agarrar
Here's the
com
Colossal
a
Titan,
cordinha nele. Então a gente vai esperar
attacking
o
the wall and
Titã
basically trying
Colossal
to
fazer
destroy it.
protegido por Steam, né? Por
It's super duper hot, and we can't actually attack it
E aí a
ourselves.
gente tem que ficar acompanhando
You know,
pra
if we
poder
move,
na cabeça dele.
get burned. So we're gonna use a cannon.
A gente vai entrar aqui, pá, entramos, subiu
Cannons are actually really, really good in this game. If you're casually, they're just such a good way to do damage without wasting your blades or gas. We're actually not going to use them in the run. There was an out where we actually did for like the final stage of the game, but you only actually use them here. You're kind of actually supposed to have a little gameplay set. Raises its arm and tries to like hit the wall, and you're supposed to like hit the make sure it doesn't do damage. We don't do that. We just keep blasting out before it even has the chance to attack.
O cara tá como? No inverno, o maluco tá fervente. Beleza, bom.
Right, so damaged, the Colossal Titan has disappeared, and there are suddenly a lot of Titans falling into Trust District, where we currently are. So, right, just going to be taking the front and trying to defend the district.
Foi Armin. Nice. Chegamos aqui. Só esperar o Armin.
So, this is actually a very, very important mechanic. Those finally get hit. There we go. So we're going to recruit Armin there, our friend, and he is actually going to be a teammate for us. Teammate, very, very important in this game, which I just find super fun, like kind of worthless in the speedrun for the second game. Here, they're very good, because if you target and attack an enemy, your teammates will automatically you as well. So the more teammates you get, the more characters you have swarming and actually attacking individually. You have multiple different... So right now, and for pretty much the whole run, we're going to keep it on the focus. This means that whatever limb we're targeting, our teammates will target as well. Them, or try to attack that specific part. So if we're locked onto the... to do an attack, our teammates will actually follow us, and a lot of the time they'll get there. So there are quite a few times we'll actually like use our charge in from a distance, and they'll hit them and just take out the Titan before we even get close. It's a little RNG, like we don't, but it's pretty helpful, especially with a certain character later on. Right, here we are doing a side quest. Side quests we're not really going to be dealing with all that much. We're actually going to try like the plague, because they are a of time. Because in order to trigger them, we have to stand exactly on or the objective marker, and we kind of have to wait for all the dialogue boxes. So it'll be like, you know, oh, flare was detected. Your teammate, and then you go to the actual marker and you have to stand there, and it pops up dialogue that's like, trouble, take out Titan, Titan eliminated, cadet joined. It 15 seconds, and every single side quest is like that. So we're just doing them here to actually like get them out of the way because they're required for the story.
Não sei, ela
If I remember
era
correctly,
pra
from
ela
this point
esclarecer.
forward, we
Tá,
basically
apareceu.
don't do it.
Salve, Douglas. Valeu pelo GL, cara.
Oh, right.
Bem-vindo.
Armen actually has
Brabíssimo.
a feature, and certain
Vamos que vamos.
teammates
Bom, o bagulho é o
do,
seguinte,
where if you actually land now, they'll give you
se
equipment.
hidrata.
So there we can see that he
Vai pra
actually gave
baixo
us
agora.
some gas to restock
Agora que a
on.
mina já falou, agora que a gente já
Which
derrotou
was
todo mundo
very,
aqui,
very nice
vai
of him.
diretão, se eu não me engano, pra cá. E aqui vai
Right,
aparecer
another side
um-
quest.
Boa.
That's kind of just how this stage goes. It's still very rail
Valeu
heavy.
pelo GL, Chaco.
That's gonna change.
Do outro lado.
Like next mission, we're actually going
Ele
to
apareceu bem na...
like
bem
really
embaixo da
play the
casa.
game and just
Não tem
focus
problema
on like the actual
não. Bom,
movement
aqui a
and
gente
combat
time
and
save, tá? No próximo-
finish as quickly.
na próxima animação.
But yeah, as
Tem
you
um
can
cara
see,
chamado
Krolm
Toma
is
aqui,
actually just
e esse Toma aqui
standing
a gente tem
or like
a oportunidade
above
de
the
matar
marker
o
and just
titã
boost
atrás
dashing
dele antes
to
de
stay
ele
in the
começar a falar.
area.
Se a gente fizer isso,
Here we're waiting
tipo um diálogo e uma animação
so that we
bem
can actually
prática,
complete the
que é
objective.
importante. Então, por
Which
exemplo, aqui, ó.
there-
Aqui o ideal é a gente estourar
Objectives
esse titã,
for actual like
já trocar
quests.
pro outro, estourar esse
I will say
também.
this game
Ah,
is good
como está
about
ali,
giving
ó,
you a
tá
lot
vendo
of different
no
things to
mapa?
do,
Então a gente vai matar esse cara aqui, vai matar esse cara aqui,
but
e vai matar o último
most of the
maluco
time
antes
they
de
just boil
nós,
down
falar
to
qualquer coisa,
eliminate a certain
e
amount of
gente vai
titans
já passar pra
or
próxima parte. Beleza? Foi. Nice.
not like
Ah,
escort
chegamos
questy.
aqui,
It's not Resident Evil 4,
na seta vermelha. Beleza.
but it's very much like
Já matamos todos, aí
oh,
vamos
there are
pra
titans
baixo,
going to this
o
one
titã vai
area.
aparecer. Aí tem o
Most of
Toma
the time there's like a
falando.
time limit that you have to just kind of wait out. Okay, even then there's some
Intercept o-
quests that are like,
o
oh,
Thomas.
eliminate
Só que a gente já matou os
titans,
caras, então
but
não
you have to
tem
do
a
it in
animação
like
dele falando.
5 minutes
Então
or
a gente vai
whatever.
direto pro boss. Beleza?
Was a boss titan.
Desapareceu.
Those are gonna get expanded upon
Segunda
or
fase.
later. I'll actually save that for when it becomes more relevant.
Segunda fase do jogo fez.
But generally, for I'd say like 18 out of
Essa mina
20
tem cara
of
de mina,
this
aí
game
é complicado.
is
Talvez ele valha
take
a
out a
pena.
big titan.
Tem
It's
alguns
just
titãs que aparecem mini crack.
through the map,
Ah,
eliminate a bunch of titans, do it
patrocinado
some
por
more,
Guaraná,
and then
tá?
get to the ad.
Eu teria perdido algum tempo aqui se eu não tivesse matado aqueles titãs de forma rápida aqui nesse castelinho, né? Mas
Right, so that's
aqui a gente
first
mandou bem,
stage
então
done.
salvamos aí uns 15
Um,
minutos.
and we are actually going to
Beleza, The War,
character, so we're no longer playing as our main man Aaron. We're actually going to be playing as Mikasa.
Minha caça é quebrada nesse
She
tipo de jogo. Então,
is really
a gente
good.
vai tentar salvar algum tempo com a
Unsurprising.
movimentação, porque por mais que
You know, read the manga or seen the anime.
a movimentação dela é igual ao dos outros.
She's great.
A movimentação
She
do
is
jogo, ela só muda baseada
very good character.
no seu equipamento. Então
And
vambora. Aqui eu quero ir mais
I'll
rápido
wait for it to
possível
actually
desse cara.
Up,
Chegou aqui, pá,
but
ficou assim,
she
morreu,
gets quite
nice. Agora a gente vai pra
well.
direita.
She's very combat,
Chegou aqui.
and every character actually
Eu
gets
gosto de
like
trocar o cantil
individual
logo, porque
skills.
nessa fase a gente tá bem curto de
Like Aaron,
cantil, então a gente vai
his
chegar aqui.
first skill on his first level,
Beleza, morreu. Agora eu vou lá no outro
leadership
lado, lá do
ability.
outro lado.
So
Antes
his
que ele
teammates
chegue no
are
meio,
actually just
porque,
weaker
vai
when you're
spawnar um
playing as him.
outro exatamente onde ele tá. Então a gente
Some
tem
other ones like there's a swoop attack
dois,
that does
nice.
more damage if you're
Beleza,
like
nasceu um outro titã. Opa, foi
hidden
baixinho,
and swoop
muito bom.
down.
Derrotamos. Agora eu vou lá pra direita de novo
Jeez.
e vou
We actually-
terminar com o cara do meio.
Much experience and level up the
Eu quero
characters all that
chegar-
much.
eu
I
quero
think
que a cutscene ela proque
Eight
quando
reach
tiver
level
em movimento
4?
em linha reta pro centro do
Maybe?
mapa. Isso faz eu ganhar algum tempo quando chegar na
they're generally just gonna hit like level 3.
Ok, beleza.
So we'll get a grand total of 3 for most of the characters.
E agora eu tenho que ir pro centro do mapa.
There are also stats.
Se eu tivesse ido pra direita,
stats
eu tinha que
are-
colocar muito mais distante
You know,
da
they're
direita
they're
do meio. Aqui
standard
eu terminei
RPG
por continuar no
ones,
meio,
so
eu estou,
you know, do more
na minha
damage,
posição por
more
aqui.
health.
Isso ajuda bastante.
little different in this game.
Então aqui eu quero chegar no ponto do meio do mapa
But
antes
there,
de
you know, the
acabarem
unique
de
one, like I
falar.
mentioned earlier, leadership, which
bom,
determines
Beleza?
how quickly
Agora de
your
volta.
and also just how
Porque aí os
effective they are, the amount of
titãs
damage
estão
they
ali no
do.
quartel-general, a gente tem que salvar o quartel-general.
There's like dexterity, which affects
Passou
how
aqui,
much your
nice,
equip.
vambora.
So your blades and gas will last longer if you have a high dexterity. Strength for damage. Constitution
Nice, vambora.
or health, basically,
Bom, vambora.
just determines how long you can stay grabbed by a titan before it eats you.
Chegou aqui. Dali. Dali.
Right.
Tá, falta o grandão aqui.
Oh yeah.
Vai, grandão. Valeu.
So
Beleza.
as you can see
Bom, agora é o
on the map,
seguinte, Agora, já
in
é o boss
exclamation
final
points,
dessa
and those are the
fase.
side quests, and
Eu
we are
vou
just
esperar por aqui,
absolutely not
porque o
on
boss vai
them.
aparecer já já.
Here
Então eu vou
is
estourar
an
o
extremely
especial.
important mechanic called the decisive battle.
Boa.
Uh,
Deixa eu falar.
It gives us infinite blades and gas
Beleza.
for the entire
Bem
duration
no
it's
momento
up.
que ele apareceu,
And
porque
if I
agora
remember
a gente vem
correctly,
aqui,
basically
ele estoura
quadruples our damage
vem lá
output.
em cima. Sobe, cara!
And
Aí.
there is Mikasa's special ability, at least for her first level,
Nice.
which is
Foi. Agora a gente tem que ir lá do
so
outro
she
lado
can
do mapa.
attack the same enemy multiple times. So if you hit one
difícil.
and eliminate the enemy, you can just hit the attack button and do it up to 3 times. It is
Mas
good.
tudo bem.
However, it does kind of run your blades out really, really quickly.
Conceito de restring.
You have to be super duper careful
Tá vendo,
because
rapaziada? Tá. Bom,
like
vamos lá,
with
terceira fase aqui.
momentum and the movement
E você
works,
vai querer ficar de
the
olho
faster you move when you
nos itens
do an
que
attack,
pegar,
the more
porque a gente
damage.
quer os itens pra poder dar
Because
upgrade
when
no
you
nosso
use multi-strike, you don't have the time to build up the same momentum. It only does about much damage. So you do 3 hits, but they're only worth about 2.
Vamos ver o que acontece. Bom,
Here there's
essa
a big
fase aqui é
titan,
onde
and
a
it looks
inteligência artificial,
kind of
ela fica
crazy and
muito
is
louca, porque, sim, temos o Eren
just
aqui,
destroying
o Eren,
every
Eren,
single
você,
building in town.
Atacar aqui na frente, cara. Vem comigo, Eren. Isso, vem comigo.
This
Sem
Titan
ficar girando
is
dessa vez, tá?
very
É só
unique
bater.
because
Bate,
it
bate. Não, Eren, não, Eren. Bate neles, Eren. Por favor, Eren. Dá soco, Eren.
oh, the difference between okay, so
Beleza, isso, Eren. Vai, vai, vai,
if I
vai.
remember,
Vai.
it's just
Dá soco,
is it
cara.
Attack on Titan and I think Wings of Freedom is just like a different subtitle that's used in like
Ok, obrigado.
international markets. I think in like the United States this game is just, but I think in like Europe it has the Wings of Freedom like subtitle, if I remember correctly.
Lá pra baixo. Isso também é RNG. Ele tá indo derrotar o titã que tá lá embaixo por algum motivo.
Yeah.
Tá, então derrota ele aí, por favor.
So
Vai. E-
same game, just different
Tá, aqui a
name
gente tem um
depending on the
problema,
market.
porque ele resolveu ir pra baixo, eu vou perder muito tempo aqui.
Yeah, no problem. It's a little weird because this first one is either Attack on
resolveu ir lá pra
Titan
baixo,
or
então
Attack
ele
on
vai ter
Titan
que
Wings of
sair
Freedom.
lá
The
de
second one is
baixo,
either Attack on
descendo o
Titan
mapa,
2 or
isso é
AOT2,
Isso é muito péssimo.
just depending on which market you're
Enquanto
in.
ele faz isso aqui, eu vou esperar. Olha, ele derrotou o
Here.
titã lá, beleza. Só que ele tá indo
Oh,
derrotar
right,
o
yeah,
outro
so
do lado.
we have no blades and gas because we used all of them in the last mission. Here we meet Armin and he gives us a refill.
É, mas faz parte.
Which is very,
Então eu
again,
vou
very, very
tentar
nice of
chegar
him.
aqui
I don't know how he's
pro
keeping all these,
Eren
like,
não
on
ficar
him.
batendo cabeça nesse
Because last,
cara.
or I guess 2 missions ago, he was just handing them out to Eren, left and right. And he just gave
Beleza?
a whole
o Eren
lot
tá livre
to Mikasa.
agora, ele vai ficar parado
Here we're
ali
going to
até o
be
momento
eliminating
que,
Titans in a specific
o
order so that we're
RNG do jogo decidiu
pretty much
que
just
essa
going to be
é a verdade.
running the mysterious Titan up to Trust District headquarters.
E agora a gente vai limpar o caminho pro Eren poder
We
passar
ignore all the
sem a
Titans that
ilha dele
aren't
se tornar
mandatory for the sake of like the run and completing objectives. Because
Nice.
we're actually doing quite good. So whenever we get a complete subjugation,
Beleza. Subimos aqui.
which is basically like taking out a Titan and hitting its nape without making a mistake on an attack or taking damage from them, it causes like a slow-mo effect. Krolm is doing really, really good in actually getting the attack and then boost dashing out, and I think it's canceling the slow-mo actually.
Ainda tá começando a caminhada
But
dele em
yeah,
direção
it's kind
ao
of
spot
unavoidable and a big
que a gente
issue
tá querendo que ele
in this
venha,
game.
que é justamente aqui onde a gente tá. Então a gente espera.
In
In
the second game, they actually added the ability to like turn the slow-mo off in an update,
Agora é só esperar.
but they just never went back and did it for
Eu
this
tô
first
caminho
one.
com o Jill e vou me distanciar dessa área
Really
aqui,
funding up both.
porque eu não quero ter problema esperando.
Yeah, I'm actually just a loud fan of these games. Actually, I'm a loud fan of the series in general. I love Attack on Titan, but yeah, this one's like super duper good and is very is really fun. I can say that much. It's an extremely fun game. So if you like want to, I guess it's a little choppy, but you can still get most of the plot of the first season from playing this. Oh, here's that decisive battle signal again. We're generally going to be using those on like the boss titans that appear at the end of every stage, just because, hey, huge damage, and we don't have to worry about wasting our materials. Nice. Okay, and there's the teammates again. So Mikasa did that first attack, didn't get the elimination. However, the teammates came in and finished it for her.
3. Opa! Não morreu?
I'm kind of in awe of this, like, myself.
E
It's
4 já foi.
the gameplay on display here
4 já foi.
is fantastic.
Meio lento essa luta, meio lento essa fase. Espero que a próxima seja melhor.
Actually, at like a
Principalmente
really,
porque o
really
Eren
good
resolveu ir
pace.
lá pra casa do chapéu. Mas é isso. RNG nesse jogo faz você perder um WR, como a gente já fez, já aconteceu várias vezes.
Let's see.
Foi mal, tava doidão, muito bom.
Oh yeah, in this mission,
Beleza, agora
This next one is very, very fun.
a fase mais legal do jogo. Basicamente, o Eren fica doidão de
So,
novo.
that
e
mysterious
ele fica
Titan
tão
that
doidão
has been
que o
helping
jogo
us
acha, "Nossa,
is actually the
melhor
playable
deixar
character
aqui
for
pra
this stage.
controlar o Eren."
Uh,
Então vambora. Aqui é o
and
momento
he
que
is
eles
just
jogam
rocking these
pequeno
Titans.
de leves.
I mean,
Dale.
yeah, it's always kind of fun just getting to see
Aqui é o
this
famoso
Titan
brinque
like
de rua.
go crazy and just absolutely take everything out.
Toma chutão, toma socão,
Here's actually
toma socão. Beleza.
so there are a few
Tentando
different
no
attacks that
mapa,
he can do.
vai, spawnar mais
If
um
you have like a combo attack basically where you just throw out a series of punches. You can also like dodge
Tenho que ver
and
a
throw
rede
that like
japonesa
sharp
deles.
hook that he's doing now. It's much faster to do that dash and then hook because it does a lot of damage.
A gente espera que no final a gente pegue
There you can see a kick. If there's like a small class Titan, or you're actually like standing above another one, he'll like throw out a
A
kick.
forma mais rápida de se locomover aqui é dando os pulinhos. Só
And
que às
then,
vezes,
let's see,
a gente
there's
só
also-
quando passa dos titãs, se a gente der um pulo, vai bugar,
Yeah,
então,
like there's a football kick that
porque
you
se a
can
gente
do
sem querer
if you do the
deslocar
dash
casa,
and
a gente perde
attack
um
with like a
tempo,
small
porque
Titan.
slowdown. Como esse jogo é RTA,
There's also
então,
a
a gente tá
grab
vendo aí,
attack.
vocês estão vendo o
I don't know if he actually
Titan.
uses it
Jogo como
here,
ele
but
é
it's used
RTA,
pretty heavily later in the run during a couple of stages.
que o jogo
Uh,
fique lento por algum motivo.
It's
Esse jogo é sempre travado
a
em
grab and throw
FPS.
basically. It does a huge amount of damage but takes a lot of time to actually throw out. There was another attack. You can if you hold the dash button, you jump, and if you do the attack button, you can slam down and basically
Problema. O
just
importante é a gente arregaçar esses titãs aqui, né?
earthquake everything around you and do
Agora
a
é o seguinte,
ton of
vamos
damage.
nesse cara aqui de cima primeiro. Boa.
Mm.
E agora a gente passa o carreta aqui.
Yeah, the movement here is like super precise, just using like the hooks and the dodges to actually like cancel out and get to a different
No
target.
boss final ele aparece aqui.
And there's a rage attack. It's basically a super move. If you've ever played a Warriors game again, there's like the Muso ability, which is, you know, like a super attack that does a ton of damage, but takes up a bar. We have that here. It is just a crazy punch that does a huge amount of damage. It'll pretty much one-shot any enemy in the game, except for, again, in those later stages where we actually use like a variety of attacks.
Ah, não, Kyojin. Beleza. Com Idol feito, quer dizer, com The Mysterious Titan feita, Roar, na verdade. Opa, pegamos um fragmento de Titã. E agora a gente vai pra fase Roar.
Alright,
Desculpa, fase Idol. A
here's some
fase
funky
Idol,
stuff.
acho que a gente começa
The
com
Titan
Armin.
is actually
O
Eren,
Armin,
who got
ele
eaten
não é muito
earlier.
forte, mas ele
And
tem
we
a
don't play as him
habilidade
again
com que a gente mande
for like
os nossos
half of the
companheiros
game.
atacarem
He
os titãs.
is the protagonist of the series
O Armin seja
and
uma
is
boa opção pra essa fase.
just
Já
gets
começa
the worst
com
case
três
of
aliados,
being sidelined
ali embaixo
ever.
esperando a gente. Vou mostrar pra vocês. Opa. Beleza?
So here, instead of playing as Eren, we're actually going to play as Armin,
Cutscene.
who is
Beleza.
kind of
Esse
that
aqui
character
é
I was talking about earlier in relation to
a gente vai recrutar
teammates,
esses três caras
where
aqui.
he functions pretty differently to all of the other
Três.
characters.
Esses caras são rank C.
As you can see, whenever Krolm locks onto a Titan now, on the left side where the teammates are located, they have a little symbol of them like using the ODM gear and a B symbol. So you can actually lock on and send the teammates to attack for you, which is good because Armin does no damage. For the sake of actually taking out Titans, he's pretty much only good for taking out those small 3 meters. Trying to fight like a medium or a large as Armin is a bad idea. He will it'll take forever and he'll just take a lot of
Tá,
damage.
agora a gente tem que eliminar
But
então
to
os
compensate for the
titãs
fact that
que
he
quer que
can't really fight,
na verdade, 14 titãs.
he has
Quer que o
extremely
mais
high
rápido
leadership on top of the ability to control his teammates. So they recharge super fast and they do a lot of damage. As you can see, anytime that we play as Armin, and especially in this first stage where our equipment is still kind of weak and we haven't upgraded in a few stages, we're actually going to just send out our teammates so that we don't have to get like in the danger zone like we just did.
Mas foi bom até. Vai meter o pé. Vamos agora pro centro do mapa. Beleza. Procura ali os inimigos.
I see, like right there, he did still a pretty respectable amount of damage, all things considered. But yeah, whereas before with Mikasa or even with Aaron, you know, we could pretty like comfortably one-shot Titans. It just doesn't happen as Armin. Yeah, like even with those damage numbers, we do about 185 on like a full speed good nape hit. Our teammates are doing 400. So if you send, you know, 2 of them out at a time, it just completely wrecks shop and you don't have to worry at all. Alright, he's actually gonna take the time to heal, restock. Yeah, and God, that's another thing. It's just the utility of the teammates. So he was sitting there restocking, but actually like locked onto the napes of the Titans and just sent out his teammates to attack while he was refueling and everything. Oh, so here's a fun new mechanic. We have sound and flash grenades, and those are used just to stun different Titan types. And whenever you lock onto a Titan, it'll actually like tell you and, you know, give you the information of like, oh, which type do you use here? Like for that first one, you know, he locked on and it was, oh, there's like the sound grenade that you would actually need to use. We're gonna be alternating and actually using them a lot. Like there, when that Titan was spawning in, we used the flash grenade to sort of stand it really, really quickly. Oh, that was really, really clean actually. So he got grabbed there, but used a teammate and it basically got him out immediately. Nice, okay. I mean, took a little bit of damage and got grabbed there, but that was still really, really clean, all things considered. I mean, especially as Armin. I feel like, you know, things kind of always can go wrong when you're playing as him.
A IA do jogo é muito burra, então os caras não vão no pescoço dele o tempo inteiro. E aí os caras foram, sei lá, fazer qualquer coisa e não fez nada. Então a gente vai ter que esperar a N falar. A N fala. A N sai. A gente poderia ter esquipado tudo isso. Aí passa.
I sort of like realized I like sort of formatted talking points in my brain a little incorrectly because I thought those like specific boss titans that I wanted to talk about earlier actually showed up way sooner. Oh, right, I could actually explain that. So, you can use a restorative item to heal HP, but you can also just wait for the time to run out. The only thing being injured actually does is, well, if you get grabbed, you don't have nearly as much chance to escape. Because whenever you get grabbed, you have to like mash the attack button.
Mapa em que a gente vai fechar a passagem dos titãs, né? Onde eles entram. Então aqui a gente volta com a Mikasa. A Mikasa que é uma ótima personagem para jogar esse mapa, porque ela mata os titãs de forma rápida e com tiro preciso, não, com lâmina precisa. Então aqui a gente não vai ter muita dificuldade em derrotar os titãs. Bum bum, beleza? Vem pra cá agora. A gente sempre vai querer ver esses titãs pequenininhos, porque eles basicamente são hit kill. Na fase ali do Idol, né, que foi a fase do Armin, que a gente acabou de jogar, geralmente a gente tem algum problema se spawnar muito titã grande.
Commentary got a little weird.
Se spawnar titã pequeno, a gente pode salvar
Catch up on my notes. Okay.
Especialmente pra skipar aquela última parte. Aí aquele último
Okay,
cara
right.
do
So
lado do
we're
céu,
playing as
esse
Mikasa, and we're actually protecting Eren
o cara se levantou rápido.
real quick, because
Beleza, matamos
basically
ele.
our goal
Outro
here,
spawnado.
our mission, is to get Eren to, as the Titan, to pick up a big boulder and block the hole in the wall for the district. However, Eren doesn't really have control over his Titan, so he goes haywire and tries to attack Mikasa, and ends up knocking himself out. So we have to actually just defend him from a bunch of Titans while he, takes a little nap.
Gigante, beleza. Ok, agora é o seguinte.
Oh, right. So we unlocked that swoop ability that I was talking about earlier. There are a lot of skills that are shared between characters. That swoop one, it kind of is on basically everyone. And if you're like above a Titan and swoop down on it, you do massively increased damage. So, like right there, Krolm went in from above and did a big hit. On top of Mixa's ability to do the multi-strike, she has quite the ability to just throw out a ton of damage.
Como eu falei, o IA desse jogo é tão ruim que se ele estiver distante do nosso alvo a mais de 200 metros, o alvo ele despawna, ele some. Se a gente chegar próximo dele, ele spawna, não importa onde ele estiver.
Yeah, I actually think at least this first one is kind of cool for like just a quick, getting or like a quick recap of season 1. There is still a lot of the actual like conversation scenes and everything, just through the cutscenes and the story. But this definitely focuses more on like the big action set pieces that I think the first season really nailed.
Agora é só esperar o Titã aparecer.
I don't know. As much as I have seen the walls of trust playing both of these games, there's still something really special about the way that like Attack on Titan handles sort of the destruction and this kind of like disaster that happens. I don't know. I think it's just so well written, and especially, if you're watching the anime, extremely well animated. Oh. I kind of forgot what mission this was, and I was like, wait, why is Krolm standing there? Right, yeah, we're having to escort Armin all the way over to Eren. He starts in the very top left corner, or maybe top right, and you have to get him all the way to that little flag near the bottom right corner of the map. I'm just thankful that it doesn't happen a whole lot in both of these games. It's actually worse in the second one, I think. There are like more escort missions. But this first one with Armin is just bad. He takes forever to move. We're actually... So, there's a bit of a funky mechanic with these games called... it's deloading. It's one of the very few like strategies we actually like really have and use only a couple of times in the second game, but really a lot in this first one now. Because we used to, it was not used like at all. But I think, we've kind of had a renaissance of this first game recently. Like where the run is much more active, and we have a lot more like tech, and we know more about the game. And that deload is used a lot. Just for any time like there's an NPC you have to wait to move, which does happen a few times. It's not quite as bad in some of the later stages. But basically, you just wait and see, or just have to get, an NPC from point A to point B. If they're deloaded, they move faster and actually like stick to the route that they're supposed to. Which is kind of a problem for this game. Again, if you've ever played a Warriors game, they struggle so bad with NPC pathing and movement. So it's kind of a godsend just to be like, hey, I'm gonna stand in a corner and, you know, let Titan Aaron deload here, so that he just moves. He doesn't get interrupted. He doesn't do any weird turnarounds, because that's the thing he likes to do. He likes to just do a 180 and walk back.
Escutando ele chegando.
No idea why.
Nessa fase, o Eren tá sempre spawnado. Não importa qual é a distância
Might actually
que a
do
gente
it
esteja.
here.
A
Oh,
gente
yep.
vai querer basicamente esperar. É que não tem muito time save, a não ser se a gente matar
That's Aaron.
de forma rápida.
Oh.
E percebam que esse jogo ele sempre usa um sistema de waypoint.
I have
Então, por
no
exemplo, aí o
idea
Eren
why
vai
he
pra
does
trás,
that. The
até o jogo confirmar que ele chegou ali.
I don't know.
E aí,
Calling
quando confirmar, o Eren vai
these
começar a andar.
games spaghetti code might actually be a little nice.
Aqui spawna um boss.
They're
Eu gosto de esperar
kind of just held
o
together
boss
by like
mesmo.
not even duct tape. It's like that like garbage, you know, the tiny strips of clear tape. Ugh. Maybe a couple of paper clips,
É só
potentially.
matar. Meu Deus.
Right. Yeah, that's actually the health on the Titans is starting to get kind of beefy. And luckily, as Mikasa, we still do a ton of damage, and it's not a huge problem yet. But
Beleza. Fase completada.
yeah, we can see it kind of slowing down. Even on that nape, you know, it took a couple of attacks, including the multi-attacks, to actually get it down. And here is our actual protagonist of this game,
E aí, basicamente, a gente salvou a
Levi,
cidade,
who
e
we
agora
play
a gente
as
vai,
for...
pros exteriores, né?
How many stages is
Pra
it?
parte de fora. Porque como vocês podem ver aqui, esse é o regimento de
Pretty
Stalker.
much.
Cara, o Levi é absurdo.
Yeah,
O Levi é
yeah.
muito forte.
We basically play as him for the rest of the
Errado
game.
aqui. Agora a gente vai pra baixo.
Again,
pra gente poder
if
eliminar
you've
esse o mais
seen
rápido possível.
the anime
O
or
Levi
read the
é o
manga,
personagem com ataque mais alto nesse primeiro
Levi
jogo.
is a beast. He is the
Aqui
beast
realmente
of this
só
world.
passar o carreto.
Uh,
Aí,
so
passou o carreto.
he does a lot of damage, and you know he's fast, he's
Agora a gente vai pro
independent,
outro
he's
lado. A gente
very
só
very
matou um titã
capable.
que tava ali pertinho, então não precisa se
He
preocupar
actually
muito com qualquer coisa.
is just straight up the best character in this game. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like Mikasa is great, and Armin has his whole like teammate mechanic. Levi is just damage. His blades and his gas don't run out because he has super high dexterity. His strength is the highest in the game, I'm pretty sure. And his special ability is the spin attack. I call it the Acrobat spin. It's just what I've been calling it since the second game, because well, all of the Acromans get it. There's both. This Mikasa and Levi. But yeah, if you either are like far enough away from the Titan when you lock on and you know, let go and let your momentum build, Levi will start spinning. Or if you boost dash, it'll automatically get all the damage that you get from the spin attack. It just does a bunch of damage. It just does way more. Like, as you can see, we're just taking them down left and right.
Beleza, a gente derrotou aqui, pá, missão completa. Tem uns titãs aqui que a gente não precisa
Yeah,
eliminar.
even like the 15 meters are pretty much getting one shot, and if they don't, we have our teammates who are very, very capable of going in and, you know, confirming the kill for us.
Cara, tem um titã vindo aqui, velho. Não era pra você estar
Again,
vindo aqui,
we
não.
haven't upgraded our equipment since the first stage of the game. That's
Agora tem
kinda
essa
just how good
animação.
Levi.
That's fine.
Yeah, he's got it pulled up, so we'll have to just redo the stage and get the progress back that we had in there, but you know, it'll only take like a minute or two. So we can pretty much just get right back on it.
Vamos nessa.
Oh,
rapaziada. Bom,
Krolm's screen share isn't
como
on
eu
though,
vi,
so I
é
can't.
absurdo, a gente só vai continuar. Tamo junto.
兵站拠点を設置するのはここか。クソみてえな相手。兵長、後続の本隊は予定通り到着できそうですね。
Okay. Well, I will do my best.
エルヴィンの到着までうざって奴らを片付け
Oh, okay, Krolm just turned it on. That makes things better. Alright. Stream back. Woo! technical difficulties happen. You know, it's a marathon. Things go wrong, especially you know, we are an online only marathon, so
Aqui é só a gente
you know,
passar o
things happen. Internet drops, games crash. We just kind of have to, you know, roll with the punches and do what we can.
nada que
Exactly. Well, thank you for being patient, everybody, and we'll have Izzy get right back to it for you.
I am more Levi for us. Does Levi have the feather duster out one or is it two? He actually gets it in both. Well, in the second game, I think it's included automatically. In the first one, it is a DLC. It kind of falls, or well, both of these games sort of fall victim to like the Koei Tecmo DLC problem, where there's a lot of it and it's really expensive. So if you want to get everything for both of these games, it's going to cost you like 200 USD, if not more. Especially depending on how you get the second one. Because if you just buy the base game and then upgrade to Final Battle, luckily the base game went down in price. It would still cost you $100. But if you just buy Final Battle, it's 60. Again, this is USD, so I don't know conversion rates. I bought all when I was on sale and got it cheap. Yeah, they don't go on sale too often, but when they do, you can get them for a pretty cheap price. And again, both of them actually just went down in price for the first time ever on Steam. So the first and the second game are both $40, again, USD.
É difícil. Pô, ok. Ok, voltamos da onde paramos. Estamos de volta. So we are back from where we
Okay,
stopped.
so yeah, we already got back into it pretty quickly. Oh,
Então aqui a gente vai ter um tutorial,
look this
tá?
up. Okay, we're basically back where we were. Very, very lucky. You know, this game, it has like a stage select that you can do after you finish the game, or even during the main quest, you can actually do it.
Então a gente
Oh.
aqui vai ter que quebrar duas partes.
Oh, here we go. This is super duper important. Okay, these are the boss titans I've been talking about. That I've been waiting for them to show up. I thought they showed up way sooner, because in the second game, they show up in like the 4th stage. In this one, we're like already halfway through the game, and they just showed up.
Nice.
So the fun gimmick with those is that you have to destroy defensive points on them, which are just certain limbs that are tougher than the other ones. Most of the boss titans, it seems, you have to like take out the arms and then go for the nape. If you try to attack the nape before destroying the defensive points, they take a fraction of the damage. And here we, use the decisive battle signal, and we're just gonna go out and we're gonna go ahead and take out all of the titans that are marked on the map. If I remember correctly, it's again, it's a little different between games. For this first one, the actual like objectives on the map are gonna be like the like red outline black silhouette titans, and the ones that are like not required for anything are just gonna be like the red silhouette red outline ones. I don't know if that makes sense, but like for right now, in the top left corner with the flashing ones with the arrows are the ones that are eliminated for the sake of like quests. It does look like we actually activated a side quest up in the top left, and that's what that one is, so we're actually not going to attack those ones. And we're kind of just gonna wait for all this dialogue to move on before it'll spawn more and we'll have to fight.
A gente tinha que esperar o titã spawnar aqui. Não tem muito o que fazer.
Right. Oh wow, that was super smooth. Yeah, so again, all of the titans have like a weakness to either sound grenades or flash grenades.
Tiro, né? O negócio de luz, a bomba de luz.
I'm pretty sure if you use those on a boss titan, it actually removes the defensive ability before you actually destroy any of the defensive points. So like there, we didn't have to take out its arms or anything. We just went ahead, used a grenade, and went up and hit the nape and just took it out before it even, like before having to take out the defensive points. Let's see. Oh yeah, Levi just leveled up. And going from the best character in the game to even better, he gets the chain attack ability that Mikasa already has. Woohoo! Now he's just really, really good. So he has spin attack, which does a ridiculous amount of damage, and he also has chain attack, so he can chain strike and do more than one in a row. So you get that big spin that does a huge first hit, and then you double up on it and do 2 more.
Então, como ela faz parte do
Most
e o-
enemies in the game,
Ele também faz
even
parte do
again
resgate
with
dela,
these
ela- a gente
unupgraded
acaba precisando
or this
ajudar ela
unupgraded
porque
equipment,
ela quer, porque quer por
is
modo
going to go down
aquele
like
rapazinho lá
that
embaixo.
just immediately.
Achar 2 titãs pra poder
Again,
fazer
if that
aquilo,
first strike doesn't do it, it's going to be the second, and if the second somehow doesn't manage it, it's probably going to be the third. And here we meet
Salve
Hanji.
só que te valeu
Yay!
pela raid, cara. Tamo junto.
I love Hanji.
Bom, agora que a gente já ajudou ela, e já teve a animação
That's
da
my 2
fala
cents on
dela,
that.
a gente tá safe
She's just
pra
great.
poder ir pros próximos spots. Então aqui, como não tem parede nem nada, né, a gente tem que ficar dando esses dashes aqui. E aqui eu vou fazer um pequeno farm.
Oh, right, yeah. So, this stage actually,
Nice.
if I remember correctly, this is the Ilsa's notebook stage, which is unique to this first game.
Os
Like,
titãs
we used the
fogo
map a
negro,
couple
né?
of times, but the first game sounds good.
I just had, dude, I got the blue screen of death. Ok. Ok, guys. Olá de novo. Me desculpem. A luz da casa caiu, porque o transformador explodiu. Mas é isso, caiu e voltou, então tamo de novo. Vamos lá. Cara, a gente teve uma
Are we
tela
good to go?
azul
Looks like we're good to go.
e uma queda de luz.
Okay, sweet.
Eu espero que não aconteça nada de novo aqui, velho. Eu quero
Let's
muito
just
jogar esse jogo.
Pray,
Pelo amor de Deus.
you know, putting my hands together. Oh,
Olá.
let's hope everything goes well. Okay,
Ok.
I guess back to what I was talking
De
about.
novo, essa é
Ilsa's
Randy,
Notebook.
Randy tá
It's
maluca
unique to
porque
this
ela quer
game.
pegar ali o
It doesn't actually reappear in the second
Todo
one,
mundo fala,
which
"Nossa, você tá maluco, você tá maluco."
I think is really
Mas aí,
unfortunate.
ela fala, não, eu quero porque eu vou
Because
ajudar
like this
vocês." E
part
aí o
is
Randy
actually
fala, "Beleza,
really
então eu
really
vou
important
fazer.
for the
Eu vou
story
fazer
of
você
the
não morrer pra
series.
esses caras aqui por enquanto."
It's a little weird that they wouldn't
A gente vai
include it,
ajudar.
but the second game does actually do a lot of that, where it's like,
Beleza.
oh hey, you know, we're
Ok.
kind of telling
Por
things from a
favor,
certain
dessa vez,
perspective.
sem tela azul,
Uh,
sem luz acabando. E aqui a gente vai voltar a farmar.
That's a- yeah.
Isso aqui foi só uma manipulação que a gente
SRC
tava fazendo.
God,
Isso aqui é
we
normal.
pray,
Quando a luz acaba assim, a gente manipula a RNG
please,
e
please,
dá
please,
pra gente
please.
melhor. É isso. Vamos ver. Brabíssimos. Se vocês estão aqui, eu tô aqui com vocês. Vambora. Cara, esse tipo tá
Oh,
maluco.
huh. So it looks like Krolm might actually.
Só dá uma
I don't
voltinha
know
aqui.
if that was a boss titan, but he's kind of taking out like limbs.
Brasileiro não tem paz, é isso.
So if you actually see a gem, like that gem symbol that's on certain limbs of a titan, that actually means that there's like a material in that limb. So if you damage it enough and cut it off, you actually get a bonus material.
Beleza, foi. Muito bom.
Now
Eu não vou matar aquele
I'm
cara que tá ali,
sort
porque eu
of
acho que não vai dar tempo
curious
de eu matar esse outro titã que tá longe.
because this is
E
I think
derrotar
kind of a
o
backup
outro
strat
titã que tá ali. Então
for the
a gente vai
sake
só
of like,
basicamente estourar
you know,
aqui as portas
marathon
desse titã.
and the problems we've been facing.
Nice.
But I actually don't know what like equipment he's gonna go for, because in like in the newest route and everything,
Beleza.
we actually
E só pra
don't
vocês
go
saberem,
for any
guys,
in
eu já
particular,
tive
and we
queda de
kind of
luz
just
madrugada, tá?
are comfortable with like the stuff that we automatically get
E
from
essa queda do meu
like
PC,
the mission
desde
completion
que
rewards.
eu acordasse com o Mari aí, 6 horas da manhã. Então, obrigado, Pomari, por me ajudar
However,
aí
I
nessa
know-
empreitada,
I'm not sure if it's
contra as
now,
forças do mal. Valeu, rapaziada. Obrigadão por estar
What am I talking about?
todo
Sorry.
mundo aí com a gente.
Brain just got overwhelmed. I'm still kind of
Aqui de fato é só
Trying to get,
salvar
back in the
farm
rhythm.
mesmo. Farmar
Um,
pouquinho de titã, não tem muito o que fazer.
yeah. Formerly, we used to actually like take out certain body parts during stages. I think it is about this time and like later in the Trust District arc, where we go ahead and get some extra materials so that we can craft a specific set of blades. The Tiger Zero, as they're called. I'd remember because it's a 3 set of equipment. That's like the Tiger, the Swift Horse, and like the Tsunami Zero? I think that's one of the upgrades in the second game, actually. I can't remember. But they're big, and they do a lot of damage. And I'm sort of wondering if that's what Krolm is going for at this point. Because they do substantially more damage than any of the weapons or any of the blades that we would actually get during a standard playthrough. Or even just during, like, you know, the speedrun, just getting those, like, mission complete rewards.
Pra poder derrotar o próximo titã de forma mais rápida, enquanto a Randy vai tendo o diálogo que ela tá tendo ali. Beleza? A gente vai pegar aqui a nossa pistola de luz e vamos que vamos. Agora a gente espera o boss chegar aqui. Boa. Opa.
Nice. And
Nice.
Titan goes down super duper quickly. And it's the strength of Krolm and the power of Levi.
E aí ele morre assim que a gente mata ele com 2 ataques, né? Lembrando que a minha espada ainda tá bem ruim, então a gente vai que vai.
Oh yeah, okay, so here Levi actually levels up again. And he gets an ability called Aerial Replacement, which actually lets us swap our blades in midair. So usually, and with all the other characters, you have to like land on the ground before replacing either your blades or your gas. With Levi at level 3, he can just throw the old blades out and swap them with a new pair.
Então a gente vai ali comprar.
I think. Oh yeah, okay, he is going for the Tiger Zero actually. Okay.
A gente vem aqui, a gente vai comprar a Blade, a gente vai comprar a Tiger Zero, que é a espada mais quebrada do jogo. Por enquanto, né? Beleza. Dá pra gente comprar outras coisas aqui também, mas a gente não precisa.
Okay,
Deixa eu ver
so
se dá pra equipar aqui, não dá.
we got a huge damage boost, and we're getting
Vai colocar aqui no nível,
a big speed boost here as well from the reel.
talvez nível 3.
So that should increase our damage output massively. It'd
E vamos.
be more surprising if we didn't one-shot every Titan from here on out, at least until closer towards the end of the run, when they're like much stronger boss Titans, or if we're playing as, you know, a weaker character like Armin. Of course, his damage output isn't nearly as high, and he doesn't get any of the abilities like Spin Attack or Swoop.
E mais rápido. Então, por exemplo, aqui, ó, eu não tô tão rápido em relação ao dash, né, que eu dou esse dash no boom. Mas como a cordinha ela vai mais longe, ela me puxa com mais
This stage, Titan Capture Operation, baby, it is the worst thing ever.
Se você tiver muita sorte, pode
Ever.
ser que dar o
It
primeiro
is
no gás seja uma boa
awful.
opção.
Genuinely awful.
Eu tô com a zero aqui, de fato, só da
It makes an appearance in both of the games. However, in the second one, it is a lot simpler. Because in the second game, you have a piece of equipment, which is the like Titan net, basically. So for like 3-meter Titans, you can use it and it automatically captures them. For 7 meters, you have to take out the legs and then you can capture. For 15 meters, you usually have to take out the arms and the legs and then you can capture them. That doesn't exist in this game. It just isn't a thing. So we kind of have to deal with capturing Titans because it is part of the story. It's something that has to get done because Hanji and Hanji shenanigans. It's bad. You know, I would understand as a Hanji fan why, you know, not exactly enjoy her if they've just played this game, and that's totally understandable. Even like just doing this one casually is such a pain. It is so bad.
Eu fui dar uma checada ali pra ver se tinha alguma opção de save, de checkpoint aqui, mas não tem. Então, se alguma coisa acontecer
so
com o guys, eu vou perder muito
here
tempo.
we have 2 Titans that spawn. These ones actually have names, Sonny and Bean. if
Aqui
you
não
know,
é pra matar esses caras. Eu tenho que-
they are the
eu prefiro
ones
recrutar
that
o Eld, porque
Hanji
você
ends up
precisa.
capturing.
Você pode deixar o Eld
They're actually
morrer, você
extremely
pode deixar todo
important
mundo morrer
for the
aqui,
sake of the
Não
story.
tem problema. Mas o que a gente tem que fazer agora é esperar esses
But
titãs aí se
they're
ficarem de boaça. E aí eu gosto de ficar nessa pedra bugada aqui.
a 3 meter and a 7 meter. So luckily it isn't. We're not having to like capture a 15 meter or anything. Very, very nice.
7メートル級の子
Enquanto isso a gente espera a gente falar aí.
てめえのクソみてえな注文を聞ける余裕があれば
A gente quer que o primeiro titã que venha com a
Yeah,
gente
we're waiting
seja
for
um
dialogue
titã
to
pequeno,
go ahead and run through. If I remember correctly,
não
at
vier,
least
não tem
it's how it
problema.
was in like
Esse cara
my own
aqui, ó.
playthroughs. You kind of have to wait for this dialogue to run before either of them
temos o
follow
Eld
you
ali.
out of the mine section. So we're kind of just moving around, kiting them, making sure not to get grabbed,
sem perder o tempo.
especially. And now we're going to actually head out.
Beleza. Bom,
Here's where the
agora
pain
vem
starts.
pra cá
We have
e
to
espera o titã vir.
hope,
Espera o cavalo também.
basically just hope,
Caraca, o cavalo
that
tá voando, mano.
this Titan
Bom,
actually
eu quero que
follows
alguns deles
us.
venham.
We just have to
Grande-
walk.
O
Just
grande
have
não é
to
muito bom
move.
aqui, mas tudo bem, é o que tem pra hoje.
And again, hope that that happens, that the game tells us we're being followed. Thank goodness it happened really early here, actually. And now, we have to just stay ahead of
O
this,
ideal é eu ter o meu cavalo
this
aqui,
Titan,
o cavalo não veio.
and have it follow us. Hopefully it sprints like this for most of the run back. But sometimes they just don't.
Beleza?
Sometimes they
O
just stop
cavalo,
moving,
ele tem uma
or just walk
velocidade
really, really
parecida com o
slowly.
titã. Então,
I
eu
had
posso
one
correr se o titã vier
turn
correndo.
around, do a complete 180, and go all the way back to the mines, right about here, right at the objective. It just turned around and
Ele fica
left.
correndo o tempo inteiro.
Krolm is
Mas,
getting
pô, isso aqui foi muito rápido.
super lucky with this first one. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to, say anything that might, cause marathon luck to happen.
Aí agora ele vai
But
se esbarrar aqui.
that first one was really
Bom, agora eu
clean.
tenho,
Let's hope the
eu posso
3 meter
passar
actually
agora
follows
no que eu
behind
descobri,
as
eu tava pegando dados
as
aí.
well.
O titã que tá
Oh,
lá
and I
em
should
cima,
explain. We have
ele tem
horses.
uma mecânica diferente.
Don't really
Ele,
use them all that much.
Se eu não estiver lá,
A lot of the time,
ele
even
vai
on like
começar a andar
flat
sozinho
ground,
até o ponto do mapa
it's
que ele
still
sabe que ele
faster
tá
just to
dentro.
like
Isso
jump
é
up
mais
and
rápido
boost dash
do que se
or
eu estiver
use your
lá.
ODM gear. The horses are very, very slow, and you kind of have to upgrade them, but they give you like good guaranteed movement speed without having to use any materials.
Beleza. Quando ele chegar aqui, eu vou me aproximar 200 metros dele. Percebam ali que ele tá a 300
Ok.
metros. Bom, ele chegou ali agora é só eu chegar perto dele.
Oh yeah, and if a Titan runs into you, it can just like football kick you, and like that you kind of get launched and locked for a little bit.
Vou dar uma recrutada nele. Ai, meu Deus! O cara me chutou, mano. Vem. Ok. Tá, agora a gente quer que ele venha. que
It's
ele
actually
venha
staying at a sprint.
andando. Ele venha correndo, na verdade. Boa. Como esse titã ele tem uma perna curta.
Yeah,
ele
see what I mean
anda
with
pra
just
dentro.
like how and he's going wide and turning around and looking at a different
Vem.
enemy.
Meu Deus. Tá, vou ter que estourar aqui um negócio pra ele poder resetar.
I think I jinxed it. I'm sorry,
Ah,
Krolm.
ele
I'm
correu
sorry,
dois
Krolm.
círculos. Isso é-
I said that the first one went really well. I know this is
Vem,
happening.
irmão. Isso.
Wow, yeah, this one is just
Nice.
fighting not to go on that trap. Legitimately, this is common. This is just how this stage goes. Legitimately, it's so bad and completely random. It's hard to actually keep them locked onto you because, like you'd see with this one, it kept turning and looking at like other teammates. It just
Beleza. Ok, ele chegou
It's
aqui,
bad.
a gente mete o pé. Valeu, falou. Bom, agora a gente tem que eliminar alguns titãs. A parte mais difícil da fase já foi.
luckily, that's it for the actual capturing. We don't have to do this again in the run. We're good. We're good. We did it.
Beleza? Agora a gente espera aqui.
Right now, a bunch of Titans spawn, and we're gonna have to fight our way back. Of course, look at that damage. We are doing good, especially with the new blades that we got and the Tiger Zero.
Ok, nasceram. A gente elimina todos.
They're big, ridiculous swords. They're like, you know, Sephiroth length.
Vamos eliminar esses titãs aqui que estão
Which
spawnados
is
agora.
both good and bad. It's good in that, look at the damage, and also it can sometimes hit other titans. So if you lock in, hit one in the nape, and then you know, another one's like in range of that, you know, it'll also potentially get hit as well. So you can take out 2, or even if you're really, really lucky, maybe 3 at a time with each attack. It shreds your blades, but it also is much faster, because you only have to go through the one slow-mo animation.
Nice. Beleza. Faltam 2 titãs que estão andando pra baixo.
However, if a titan is in range and like facing the opposite direction, like if you're hitting a nape and there's a titan next to you that's looking at you, you'll hit the nape, but then also hit the other titan's face, and your attack will bounce off and you'll lose your momentum, which
Nice. Ok.
can be pretty nasty. Oh,
A gente vai chegar aqui e vai estourar o especial.
nice. There we go. Just for the stun, or the the flash grenade to stun the titan and lower its defenses, and then immediately go for a decisive battle signal. So, boom, we have a huge amount of damage and can just take it right out. Here's the other boss titan. Oh, and that's how it's done. Again, super clean, super clean.
A luz, né? Quer dizer, de som, né? Então, a gente
It's
vai
also
trocar
just
a
really
velocidade
nice having the
de
Tiger
som
Zero
pra
like
poder,
this early,
ficar loucão,
in the
não
game,
precisar derrotar todos os
or like
passos
at this
do braço,
point
da
at
perna,
least.
etc. Agora é só esperar.
Just we're much
Essa
more
parte foi boa
consistent,
até.
and that's really nice.
Geralmente,
We needed to
demora
upgrade
10 minutos
at about this point anyways.
por causa daqueles titãs lá que são
We would have actually upgraded it to like a different weapon. We would have just kept our first generation blades and upgraded them all the way to second generation, which has like more durability, but also does way less damage than the Tiger Zero does.
melhorar a nossa arma ainda, eu só pretendo melhorar
So
ela.
here we're kind of having to like
Agora, se eu não me engano,
weigh the pros and the cons of our durability is really low, which is fine as Levi, especially Levi actually, because his dexterity is super high, so the blades don't run down. But it might be a bit of an issue for certain other characters. I don't think Aaron's dexterity is the greatest, and Armin's especially. I mean, not to keep dogging on him this whole time, I do like Armin, but they really made sure that he was the worst character in this first game. He's way better in the second one, because they actually gave him more than like 2 damage.
O maluco apareceu, qual é o nome dele? O Gunter. Então eu recruto o Gunter. O Gunter ele vai estar atrás de mim agora. Isso significa dizer que o Gunter estando atrás de mim.
Oh, right.
Ele,
So
eu não vou
it's
precisar
kind of
ficar ali
more
naquela marca
side
vermelha.
questing.
Eu posso ir em
I think
direção
this game
final
really
dos
just
próximos
wanted to give us an
titãs.
excuse to
Já que
play as
apareceu
Levi,
os titãs aqui, eu vou matar
which
um,
is fine.
matar
I think
dois.
that's what everyone wanted to do in an Attack on Titan
Agora
game.
a gente vem pra
Like
cá.
especially here before, in between like season 1 coming out and season 2 releasing, there wasn't a whole lot of demand for many characters other than Levi and Mikasa. And hey, you get to play as both of them a lot. Here is just like, we have the Titan capture operation, which is good and important to the story, and like Ilsa's notebook. But we also get this one where we're like setting up a base, and it's absolutely an excuse just to play as Levi some more, just fight a bunch of Titans, have fun. It's another thing to really enjoy about the games. They do a really good job of just being like, hey, fun? Yeah, here, have
Agora
it.
tem que ir pro centro do mapa eliminar aqueles 2 últimos titãs ali, ó.
Yeah.
Esse cara aqui que tá marcado.
They're
Apareceu esse aqui.
a little difficult. Again, I'll harp on the movement. The fact that Krolm is able to move like this is
E agora matar aquele titã que tá ali em cima.
mind-boggling. Like, even with how much I have played these games,
Nice. Ok.
it's ridiculous to me
Agora a gente
how
vai
good
aqui
he
pra
is at
direitinho,
this.
Que vai spawnar dois últimos titãs. Ok,
Like,
spawnou.
just
Eu vou estourar o meu
because of
especial
how
aqui,
like
porque eu tô
the
com
movement
100
works,
reais.
it's so momentum
Então,
based.
aqui
You have to
a gente
like
vai
really
chegar perto dele,
lean
dá pra ele ser
into
cara de
the
luz.
like the grappling and actually like dodging and dashing and moving all around. And like he just destroyed the stage. I was like, what, a minute, maybe two? It just completely like gone. He is so good at, just doing like the dashes to build up momentum and then swinging into them with the ODM gear and everything. It's impressive, man.
Por mais que a gente tenha tido 2 quedas ali, a gente ainda assim pode estar dentro do estimate, o que é absurdo. Então vamos nessa, cara. Vamos nessa.
So here the side questing is actually like
Beleza,
done.
essa fase
I
aqui
mean,
é engraçada.
kind of.
A gente joga com
It's
Levi
still a
no
little
corpo,
like
e aí a
plays
primeira
Levi
coisa
some
que a
more.
gente tem que fazer, por
It's the
favor,
return to
sobe a
Trust
rampa.
District,
Quer
so
dizer, por favor,
we're still
ajude a
playing
gente,
as
a
the
gente
Scout
tá
Corps,
querendo destruir
the
a
Scout
parede.
Regiment,
Depois
and
que,
making our way
eles
back actually
derrotaram, né,
to
os
Trust
titãs,
District
quer
as
dizer,
that
depois
battle
que
is
eles
happening.
capturaram os titãs, ela tem que voltar. E aí ela fala, pô, não tem como passar
Here we
com
get
os
to
titãs
be
na
cool
bagagem
guy
desse
Levi,
mergulho aqui, velho. Ela fala, pô,
who everyone
sobe
in the
aqui
core
no
definitely doesn't
canhão
hate
e quebra aquela
because he's
parede.
totally not
Eu
rude.
falo, pô, beleza.
Hanji is
Aí a
asking
gente
very
percebeu que
politely, okay, not really asking, basically telling him
é só passar direto.
to blow up that debris
A missão falha,
and
mas
clear the
tanto faz,
path.
ela que se vire.
Levi's not going to do that.
O importante é salvar tempo.
We're just going straight over. I mean, we have ODM
Vem
gear.
aqui,
Everyone else does. The horses will be fine, I'm sure. Just leave them. Just leave them. It's okay.
agora a gente vem aqui pro próximo objetivo. Esse objetivo sim, a gente tem que quebrar a parede. Infelizmente a gente não tem como esquipar. A gente vai derrotar esses caras aqui só pra eles não encherem o saco.
So we're
Surgiu ali o ponto de
again
interrogação
waiting for this
com a
dialogue to trigger to be like,
exclamação
oh hey, there's
dele.
people.
Derrota dos titãs. Missão falhou porque
Like we gotta meet up with
não
Erwin,
destruiu a parede, mas
and
o que faz? É só uma
we have to
quest,
destroy this debris to make our way through.
É uma quest acessória, né? Uma quest secundária. Agora a gente espera aqui.
Oh yeah, forget how much dialogue kind of gets queued up as you're like
É o Mickey, o Mickey.
waiting for this to pop.
Quebra ali as pedras.
Alright, here's
pra gente
Mika or
passar.
Mike.
E como esse
I
símbolo
think
aí tá
his name is
vermelho,
Mike,
dessa vez eu não tenho como só
officially,
escapar e ir pro outro lado.
in like the
Então eu
English
tenho que esperar,
translation.
infelizmente.
Because of this game, I call him Mika. I don't
Vai esperar aqui.
know if that's correct. Anyways,
Mickey.
oh, this is actually different. Whoa, we are actually going to destroy this.
Beleza? Nice.
Huh.
A gente vai subir aqui. 2.
Weird. Okay. I actually have not been queued in on this.
Ok.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna meet up with Mika, go through the debris, and then talk to Erwin. It's probably a little bit faster to actually destroy the debris than to go over, because it'll queue up the dialogue of, like, hey Mika, and then bye, I'm leaving.
Aquele portal ali, daquela parede.
Okay, so we spotted Erwin. We're gonna run all the way to, like, the entrance of Trust, or at least,
Ok,
you know,
escutou o Irving, a gente vai embora,
where the
vai
Colossal showed up and kicked it. We're gonna start this dialogue, or this cutscene, and
Vamos
then,
esperar aqui agora.
ooh.
Beleza, esperamos, chegamos.
Wait, that
chegamos.
first,
Aí vai chegar agora
flash grenade actually didn't work.
o homem aqui.
I think it's just because he was still in the spawning in animation, which can definitely happen. They sort of have, like, you know, a bit of an invincibility, a frame where they're standing up and spawning and everything. But, you know, the second one went through, and just like that, we are done with that stage. We also actually level up as Levi again. And I mentioned earlier that there's a character who gets to level 4. I'm pretty sure the only one who does is Levi. Mikasa might get to 4, but I actually don't think she does. But there, Levi actually unlocks the ability Swoop. Again, above a Titan, go down, huge damage. You can combine Swoop and a Spin attack to do a ridiculous amount. I don't know how much we'll actually see it, just because, you know, doing the Swoop attack is kind of inefficient for the sake of, like, time? Oh yeah, we're playing as Aaron. For the first time in, like 10 stages? Yeah. Basically got through like a third of the game just playing as Levi and Mikasa. And hey, Aaron! It's nice to actually see him again as the protagonist. Never mind, we play as Mikasa. You don't get to play as Aaron. Protagonist? I don't think so.
Ok.
When I said he gets like the worst case of being sidelined in a game I've ever seen, I really mean it. Like,
a gente não quer ter esse
most
slowdown
of the
quando
game
joga Titã,
is not
porque
spent
todo
playing
timer
as him
que tem no jogo, vocês estão vendo que ali
for
na
like
parte
no
esquerda,
reason.
aqui em cima, vocês aqui
You could absolutely
aqui em
play as
cima, tem um
Eren in
timerzinho,
this
tá?
stage.
Esse
There are
timer,
several
ele
other
fica
ones you could
menor,
play as him in, and
ele
they
fica
just
mais lento, na verdade,
do
sempre que a
not
gente
let
elimina
you.
um titã sem trocar de mira para outro titã, tá? Então, isso é um problema, mas é um problema solucionável.
Oh yeah, this is a fun little.
A gente basicamente vai eliminar
You can,
os que
you
vão
can-
aparecer aqui.
You're only supposed to be able to boost dash once. However, if you just turn and dash in the opposite direction, you
E
can
a gente já vai
infinitely
trocar de
chain
alvo,
them.
então a gente não tem esse slowdown.
There's no
Percebam que a
real
forma de mais
usage
rápido
for it
aqui é
other than
não-
just like styling
não
on the
esperar
Titans.
tudo acontecer,
Uh,
trocar já de titã, então a gente
but it's
mata ali
funny.
5 e já passa pro próximo.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Big, seja bem-vindo. Beleza, aqui eu gosto de matar esses titãs aqui rápido, só pra poder não permitir com que
Okay,
eles
right, so yeah, we're just taking out a handful of Titans, so that Erwin can show up on a horse,
tenham uma escota.
and we can kind of wait.
Se eu não me engano, é a escota
for,
do Irving, eu acho.
Yeah, we're sitting out like another expedition, so we're waiting for all the scout regiment to come back out, and so we can get on the
Em
plains.
casa vai ajudar o time de escolta, né? Porque o Irving ele vai estar escoltando aí o Eren. Eles vão pra fora agora da...
Okay, I am curious to see what strategy he's actually going to go for here.
Pra descobrir o que diabos um personagem que em breve vai aparecer está fazendo. Que inclusive vai ser o nosso boss final.
Okay,
Então agora é realmente esperar.
so
Eu não gosto
again,
de ficar perto do...
I think it's like the second time we're really going to use like the
Eu
deload
gosto de ficar
strategy.
distante porque o
Erwin
Irving
in this
se vendo
stage
perto da
is
gente significa que
really
faz
buggy.
bastante tempo.
His
Porque ele pode
pathfinding
ficar
is
girando
just
em círculos
the
e perder o
worst.
waypoint dele.
Like,
Então aqui eu só vou
actively
ter que
the
aguardar
worst
ele
ever.
descer
It's
desse spot.
bad.
E quando ele chegar,
He
a gente
just
vai
like
explorar um
turns
especial,
and goes down
vai dar
random
uma-
alleyways for no reason. He gets stuck on
Eu
walls,
espero
does some
muito
spins,
que
you
não
know,
crache de
as you do while you're riding a horse, just a couple of 360s. I don't know why you're doing donuts on a horse, but that's Erwin. Here, we're just not going to bother with any of that, because it's bad and a waste of time. So we're just going to stay as far away from him as we possibly can, so he'll deload,
chegada aqui, eu vou me direcionar
and
pra
actually,
aquele-
like, follow the path and not,
aquela bandeira.
again,
Isso
do a
vai fazer
360
com que,
and just
a gente
walk
não tenha
away.
problemas com RNG. Ó, quando ele chegar em 200 metros de mim, eu vou ir pra cima do spot. Beleza? Foi? Nice. Agora a gente vem aqui, estoura o especial.
There we go. Yeah, look at that damage.
Vai tentar eliminar o Titã. Ninguém acertou o pescoço dele,
Nope.
tudo bem. Vem aqui, pá.
Flash grenades are actually struggling a little bit.
Vamos pra
I think
agora.
They're a little
Pra cá. É mais um de
buggy, dare I say.
luz. Nice.
Oh no, this game might be a little buggy. Who would have thought? With me just talking about characters doing donuts and having to deload them so that the game functions. Yeah.
Calma.
Sometimes the grenades just decide not to work. I have no idea why. A Titan can be staring directly at you, you can send out the flash grenade, and it just
Vai aparecer um
doesn't?
grito aí, se eu não me engano.
doesn't.
Não, pode
So, you know, sometimes we'll have to use a couple of them. Luckily, we get a lot of them that we can keep in stock,
A boss.
so having to waste one or two isn't too bad.
A Female Titan é bem difícil de derrotar ela na parte final, mas a gente
Okay,
utilizou uma
so we're actually,
estratégia pra fazer
yeah,
com
we're
que ela seja
upgrading
um
the
pouco mais
Tiger Zero
simples,
here to a Tiger Zero
vamos,
Mark II.
Aprimorar nossa Zero Blade,
Big
nossa
damage
Zero
increase
Tiger.
again, which
Vamos também
is especially
aprimorar
going to be
nossa
helpful here as Armen. If I remember correctly, this is kind of an
essa é a
awkward
última
stage.
fase, se não me engano.
We start in this town where we can use our ODM gear just fine, but we're on the plains again, so we're not really going to have too many opportunities to actually use the ODM gear effectively. We can still, you know, boost dash even without trees and other objects around,
De vez em quando tem
but we
um
can't use the actual hooks, and boost dashing takes up a lot of gas. However, there is kind of a nice little route here where we don't have to worry about that too much, as there are a lot of Titans that spawn in, and we can just make our way through and attack all of them in a row. And as Armen, we're going to be sending out our teammates whenever we can, just to hopefully secure an extra kill or two where we don't have to use our blades on it.
agir por conta
And
própria.
I don't really think that the blade durability is the problem. Here it's just more about, you know, going fast, not getting those slow-mo kills,
É bem bom. Ok,
just keeping things moving.
ok. Ok. E falta o último ali. Vou mandar todo mundo atacar ele ali, eu acho que ninguém vai matar. Ninguém vai matar. Infelizmente os caras são muito ruinzinhos. Mas beleza. Eliminamos todos os titãs aqui. Eu vou dar uma carregada
Oh,
no meu
yeah,
cantil.
so a certain female
E agora
Titan
a gente vai
appears,
presenciar
who
pela
is,
primeira
you know, the
vez
category
a
that
nossa fight
this is
boss.
named after.
Então essa é a titã fêmea.
We are going to
Ela
use
é
the
parecida com
sound
o
grenade
titã colossal.
and
Dá uma estourada aqui. A gente quebra as
absolutely
partes
stun lock her.
dela pra que senão
Like,
a gente toma um soft lock, tá?
Pretty
E não
intense
queremos
stun
tomar um
locking
soft
that
lock.
goes on here.
Estoura aquela parte dela e espera a
Game
cutscene
looks
trocar.
epic.
Quando a
It
cutscene
kind of
trocar,
is.
a gente vai em frente.
It's honestly, it's the most fun way to experience the Attack on Titan series,
Resolvemos
even
ali
if
a
it's not
parte do
the best for the sake of getting the story and everything.
Infelizmente a gente tem que esperar, não adianta fazer nada.
Yeah, so she's gonna fall down. We destroyed all of her limbs, which is what we need to do to actually like slow her down and complete the objective.
Ela vai cair.
We're kind of, I think, you know, working under the assumption that she's like chasing Eren, so we're trying to slow her down.
A Brat nessa maratona da ASF. Se você não doou,
Oh, yeah,
doe
and
pra gente. A
she
Brat
kinda
vai agradecer
gets
muito
stuck a
a
little
doação de
bit.
vocês.
I have to wait just for the timer to run down so that she'll like restand and we can continue fighting her.
Colou com a gente e fez as doações e tudo mais. Então, beijo pra vocês, tamo junto.
Oh yeah, there are a couple of things to note. The female Titan can like harden her limbs,
Aqui a gente vai
so it basically like turns silver and sort of turns metallic. If she does that, it gives her basically like temporary bonus defense, and makes us do like way less damage and absolutely destroy our blades on it. Here, we're gonna use the decisive battle signal, super increase our damage, and
Aqui ela
pretty
vai
much
voltar
just
pra
stun
poder,
lock her.
então eu vou estourar as partes dela aqui. Reparem que eu dei um primeiro ataque nas partes, né, nas partes inferiores, para ela poder.
There we go. Her nape is open, so all of the limbs are destroyed.
Isso permite com que eu consiga eliminar ela em pouco tempo sem tomar um soft
Pretty
block,
quickly go ahead and take her out,
beleza? Ela vai
especially with the
cair
use of our teammates. Because now we can actually do a bunch of damage ourselves, but especially because of Armin's increased leadership stat, we do a huge amount of damage, and then our teammates also pile it on now.
Ele não entende que a gente pode simplesmente matar
So
ela de hit
he
kill,
kind of,
acertando
you know, with the right
de-
equipment,
de-
gets redeemed a little
pra
bit
cima,
as not
bom, é isso que
completely the
acontece,
worst.
no jogo só
That might
dá
still be
soft block,
Eren,
então
because
a gente
Eren has nothing
todas as
going
partes
for him, and
dela
especially
pra
because he's
poder
like level
dar soft
2,
block aqui.
and
Pegamos
his
a
only
parte
abilities
do-
are swoop.
do Shine
and
Titan Fragment.
you
É bom,
suck.
só que a gente não vai usar aqui,
Your
porque,
leadership is bad.
a gente basicamente
Get a
só no
stat
jogo,
debuff,
e a gente já tá
nerd.
com ataque suficiente para poder lançar a braba. Então é isso.
We're playing as
Só
Levi
uma
again,
hora
and we're
aqui.
protecting
Tamo junto.
Eren.
Sejam todos
Again,
bem-vindos aí,
he
rapaziada.
sucks.
Bom, aqui a parada é a seguinte. Essa fase é a fase
Right, we're in the Titan Forest, which is actually the first time that we get to see it in this game.
A morder a si mesmo para poder se transformar em titã. Então,
Pretty much, we're just
então,
getting to play as Levi,
maravilhoso.
be cool,
É,
protect
a gente só
Eren.
vai querer eliminar o titã o mais rápido possível, liberar o caminho pro
We
Eren
have some
poder
more
vir
of
e
the
rezar pro Eren não
ever-present
ficar batendo cabeça
pathing
no
issues.
tá? Então, Eren vai chegar
Eren
aqui, a missão vai ser completa.
really likes
O Eren
to get stuck
vai
on
parar
fences
ali,
and
enquanto
trees.
eliminar alguns titãs,
no idea why. No idea.
pra poder limpar o
He
espaço
just
da frente.
decides to.
Nice,
Ugh,
ok.
it,
Agora vai
it's
esperar um pouquinho.
rough.
Vai spawnar no-
Luckily, we don't have to worry about any of the other like Levi squad members. You know, Petra and Eld aren't exactly contributing to completing the objective. It is just Eren.
Dá tiro e aí ela perde
And
essa
we're gonna have a bunch of Titan spawns. We're just gonna have to follow the road,
E essa
take them
proteção
out as
só
they
no
pop up.
pescoço. Ok, parceiros deles.
And hey, female Titan showed up, despite how thoroughly we took her down as Armin.
Beleza, eles vão derrotar,
She's still
Eren
moving.
vai
She is
começar a
still
andar, eu agora vou
strong.
correr atrás
Look at that
dessa
health
titã
bar.
de-
It is
da titã fêmea, porque
large.
Ela tá atrás do Eren. Eu não posso
But that's
deixar
not a problem.
perto do Eren.
We're Levi. We do
Então a gente vai só estourar
2,000
aqui.
damage
Vai
per
quebrar
hit.
o pescoço
2,500 even.
Nice. Ok, foi.
We can just
Cara,
absolutely pile it on.
Tá, ela foi resolvida.
Especially with
Agora,
that Tiger
o
Zero
Eren
upgrade we
chegou
got,
ali
the
naquele
Mark
spot
II.
o mais rápido possível.
So our sharpness is really good. We have pretty decent rails, so our speed is good.
Da bandeirinha. A gente quer estar ali com ele também no mesmo momento. Pra que a quest se complete o mais rápido possível. Eu vou usar meu cantil logo. Boa, nice. Ok, agora que essa quest já completou, eu vou vir aqui pra cima.
Okay,
O
that
ideal é eu não me preocupar com esses caras.
That's not
aqui,
supposed to
mas eu
happen.
quero manter, a minha run safe. Eu não
I
quero que
have no idea why that
ninguém
Titan
venha me
just
atrapalhar. Então a gente basicamente
got stuck
elimina
in
esse
the
aqui,
ground
vamos pra cima,
and
a gente vai
did
vir aqui embaixo, vamos eliminar esse
what, like
cara.
the Michael
Aí,
Jackson
quando a
lane, but in the
mensagem
other
do Eren
direction?
moving again,
Huh.
ali embaixo, ó, Eren moving again, aquela mensagem azul, a gente só vai esperar o Eren se locomover. Não tem muito segredo, é só rezar mesmo pra ele não ficar andando em círculos. Quando ele chegar aqui, vai ter mais uma missão completa. Beleza, chegou, nice. Esse titã aqui, ele às vezes vem pra cá pra encher o saco.
Yeah, this stage is very like by the numbers.
Beleza. Ok, surgiu a próxima bandeira, então o Eren vai voltar a se
I don't
locomover.
know. It's both like everything good about this game and like
só pode ir diretão.
getting to play as cool characters,
Derrotado.
having the actual like super
E
fun
agora a
movement
gente
and the
espera
good
o Eren,
combat
tá?
and getting a lot of like opportunities to,
Aqui, quando
you know,
a gente chega aqui
use
com o
your
Eren,
skill that
tem
you've
uma
like
chance do
accumulated
Eren
by
ficar
this point in the
travado num
game.
cavalo que esteja no meio do caminho.
And
Então,
also,
reza pra ele não ficar travado,
the time
ok? Ele não
gates
ficou
with like the
travado, isso é muito
dialogue
bom.
and
Porque dá
the
pra
female
ver
Titan is sitting
pra
back there
caramba aqui,
who,
gente
if you
pra
don't take her
caramba.
out, she like chases after you and is a
Não
huge
tem
problem.
segredo, só rezar, exatamente.
Because if she reaches Eren, it's just game
Beleza,
over,
o
if I
Eren
remember
chegou ali,
correctly.
já eliminamos todos os titãs que estavam no caminho. Aí ali o Eren se parou de se locomover. Não tem problema.
Heck.
Porque a gente já
I mean,
completou a
hey,
missão.
Krolm is
Agora é só
doing
esperar
it
esse titã
though.
aparecer.
Like,
Cara, essa missão aqui tá sendo uma das melhores que eu já tive, cara. Sinceramente. Beleza, o Eren vai voltar a se locomover, então eu vou...
yeah, the grapples and the
distanciar
boost
dele pra que
dashes
ele
have
possa
such
ter
like
caminho,
a
pra se
rhythm
locomover.
to
Na
them.
verdade, eu vou até perto dele pra que
There's
ele
actually
entenda que
like
a quest
a very
já
specific
parou.
way of inputting them
Então eu venho aqui,
that gives you
o
the
Eren,
maximum speed.
salve,
Uh,
o Eren, salve,
oh,
Eren.
okay, well, thanks.
Eu vou voltar lá. Agora o Eren já...
Thanks to that abnormal
do
for
combate.
just
Então eu vou só
stopping
esperar
the
aqui
female
a
Titan from
bandeirinha
moving. Okay, that was actually kind of
e rezar pra
nice.
que o Eren volte a se
And yeah,
locomover.
we just pop a sound grenade and go to work. She gets
Eren
taken down
ainda tá rodando em
super
círculos.
quickly.
Eren, por favor,
And
para de rodar em círculos, pelo amor de Deus. Foi só elogiar, cara. Eu não
so
posso
we
elogiar
actually
esse
like,
game, não, mano.
well, just because Krolm is like going, he's putting in the work. We actually haven't gotten to see the female Titan do much of anything, really.
Ok, beleza, ele vai
We haven't
voltar.
seen her do hardening. We haven't really seen her attack. We're kind of just
Okay,
every
vai
time
dar
she
reto.
shows up, we're stun locking her and just taking her out before she can actually do any damage,
Ok, ele para de se
which is
locomover,
nice
ele
because
vê aquele titã pequeno
she
no chão.
can very quickly give you a game over. Like especially in this stage where if she just reaches Eren, the stage is over. That's not to mention the fact that she can just throw out punches and kicks like crazy.
Chegamos perto do Eren, agora
And
vai ter último
if you're
titã
fighting
que
her
vai
and you get
nascer.
caught up in that, it's not good. It is very, very bad for your health,
Chegou
and
aqui, pá.
she will
E agora ele
probably
voltou no
just kill you and end the run.
Boa. Voltou a andar. Por favor, Eren, anda reto,
Now,
cara.
I don't know how bad the
Anda reto.
objective like check marks are in this
Anda
game.
reto, irmão.
The second one, they're a little bit rough. Oh, Eren is
Essa fase é muito bugada, cara.
doing a spin.
Anda reto, parceiro.
Thank you, Eren.
Tá. Ele não quer andar. É isso.
Oh, good lord. I just, oh.
Vem, irmão.
Oh yeah, okay, so I guess we're actually running off so that we can like kind of deload Eren and just get him into that objective without, again, doing flippies or jumping over the same fence a dozen times.
Bom, é isso.
Which he also likes to do. He's somehow worse than Erwin. I really don't know how they managed to do that, but they did.
Tá, agora é a penúltima fase. Essa fase daqui tem um timer de 5 minutos. pra esperar o
All right,
o
so
titã
we are back
aparecer.
to Armin
Então a gente
again.
vai esperar um pouquinho.
Let's see. We're actually going to be on the plains, so poor movement. We're going to be guarding the entrance to the Titan Forest that the female Titan and the Levi squad are in. Just, you know, making sure nothing actually gets in.
O Armin,
Here we're going to take out
eles estão
as many
percebendo que
Titans
tá
as we
vindo
can
muito
before the actual like
titã,
objective
tá muito
pops.
titã mesmo pra atrapalhar aí o rolê do
Nice, good save from
da
John.
cidade, a defesa da cidade. Então,
Very
daqui
helpful.
a gente basicamente vai querer derrotar esse titã o mais rápido possível.
Yeah, gonna heal and just get back on it. Gonna recover quickly and get back on the objective. Luckily, you know, we get a little bit of time to sort of like
Enquanto isso, os titãs
handle
se aproximando da
things
cidade, que ajuda bastante.
with the way that like the dialogue stacks and the objectives actually like get marked and get completed. We sometimes get a little bit of time, like some wiggle room basically. So we have enough space to actually like complete the objective without losing a ton of time. Like here, as you can see, it's just constant dialogue, constant. So,
Nice, okay.
you know, even if we get like some sort of bad luck, like getting grabbed,
E o último aqui.
it's fine. We can deal with it and take it in stride.
Bom, agora a questão
Just as long as
é
things
vou ajudar
keep
aqui
getting
no
done,
backlog,
you know, we can
pra
keep
não perder
moving.
tempo.
周囲の敵は何とかやっつけたぞ
Porque lembra que eu comentei com vocês que sempre que tem um
Going for a
timer,
quick restock,
ele mata um titã,
and
aquele timer, ele diminui
This
de
timer
tempo.
is like a
Então,
little
eu não quero que
weird,
eu
if
não
I
quero
remember
perder tempo, porque
correctly.
o timer vai ficar mais lento. Então o que eu vou fazer? Eu vou usar a habilidade que o Armin tem de derrotar titãs que vão aparecer pelo mapa para eu poder facilitar o meu rolê. Então o que vai acontecer? Eu tenho aqui dois personagens. Eu tenho a
Nice.
Krista e eu tenho
Oh,
o
looks like
Kyojin.
our teammates didn't
Então eu
quite
vou usar eles pra derrotar
reach
os
that
titãs,
Titan, unfortunately.
pra poder fazer com que ele vá mais rápido. Então eu vou esperar aqui.
Here, we
que
actually,
a
like,
Krista derrotem o titã ali.
Need to use our teammates to take out the Titans because it fiddles with our timer if we
Tava no meio
don't.
ali do...
I think it actually like raises the time, so we have to wait longer the more kills that we get as Armin.
Esperar pouquinho mais.
So it's actually important to do side quests here, just for the sake of getting more teammates, so we can consistently eliminate Titans without having to wait on recharges as much. So you can see just taking out those three next to Sasha took quite a bit of time because we had to wait for Krista and John's timers to recharge. You know, if we get a full squad of 4, we can just steadily rotate and keep their attacks moving.
Essa mulher aí, a Sasha não, qual é o nome dela? A Mirna?
So we actually,
E a Krista?
before, I guess Krolm is doing something a bit new from what I've seen. But before we would actually like recruit those C-tier cadets and use them to clear out these objectives.
Mas ela vai ser
But it looks like we're not doing that right now. We're actually just going straight for like the big characters. It's just to keep things moving and to get side quests done. So we can go ahead and stack that dialogue and get it out of the way early, instead of having it like happen later, to where it might keep us back from actually finishing the stage. I think that's something really cool about like this game's run and its sequel, is the way that you actually like move is sort of setting off different like timers in a certain way. It's less about like, you know, oh, I'm gonna like clip through a wall and get to the next stage or something, and more so like we have to do everything. We have to complete all the objectives. We have to finish the stage. We have to eliminate all the Titans and get our teammates and all this. But it's the order that we do them in that really determines how quickly the stages go. It's, you know, oh, should I grab this teammate first, or should I do this objective so we can stack the dialogue for that, and then... But if we do that, you know, we might have to wait for the side quest dialogue to actually run through and all the text boxes to finish, you know, before we can move on. Here, this is really interesting because we just have a timer. There are a couple of stages in this game and in the second one where you're kind of just waiting on a timer to run out. It's a little unfortunate, but we can still keep it interesting and actually like have fun, look stylish, and get our objectives done quickly here.
Mais um. A gente não recruta a Mikasa, infelizmente. A Mikasa ela fica nessa área colocando trap pros titãs. E eu não quero esses dois titãs me atrapalhando mais pra frente, porque os titãs que vão spawnar, eles estão querendo vir pra cidade, então eu não quero ter problema com isso. Tá vendo essas traps? Seria isso aqui que o cone ativaria lá do outro lado. E é o que a Mikasa colocou de trap ali. Então isso ajuda bastante. Eu já vi, por exemplo, o Titã pisando nessa trap e indo lá pra casa do chapéu, indo lá naquela nuvem lá em cima. Então a gente vai ter que esperar aqui mais um minuto.
It's always fun. Oh, actually, yeah, because we are supposed to do all of this before like that timer runs out. We're supposed to like set up our objective, or we're supposed to complete all the objectives and like set up our defense. But we have a little bit of fun. There are a couple. I think there's only like one or two in this game. There are a lot more in the second one, which are mission failed successfully. Where you have like a timer and you let it run out, and even though it's like hey, you messed up, you made a mistake, and you should probably lose here, the game just like decides that you don't and just keeps going. In this one, it's this where we're supposed to like prepare for interception, the side quests and everything. We don't have to do that. We can just wait for the timer to run out. And it's faster.
Nice. Vamos lá. A gente estoura o especial pra ir mais rápido. Agora a gente vai ter que matar
Here we're just gonna go through, take out all of the titans that just spawned. He just got smited. Yeah, kind of just appeared out of the ground and just done.
Ok, boa.
Almost 5,000 damage. Yeah, we're having a little bit of fun.
O problema são esses caras que ficam deitados aqui, ó. Eles são bem chatinhos. Os grandões aqui não tem muito problema. Eu vou deixar pra derrotar os últimos inimigos do meio primeiro. Por último, quer dizer. Porque os inimigos do meio estão mais próximos do boss.
And I think we have like a timer here, but if we just take out all the titans that are in the area, we don't have to worry about it. It would probably fail us if we didn't actually eliminate them beforehand. Now we have a whole lot of them that spawn, but we're just gonna flash grenade it and go for all that damage. Because we don't have to take out all the other ones, it's just this boss that matters.
Nice. Ok. Essa é a fase mais demorada do jogo. Agora são duas fases super rápidas. A gente tem a próxima fase que é com o Eren. A gente tem a
female
fase
titan again.
com o Levi. E a gente tem a fase final.
So now that we've defended the forest, we're gonna swap back to actually being in the forest.
Eles vão pra floresta pra poder encontrar com ela sem que tenha
Actually wondering how this is gonna transition to the next stage.
A única fase que demora aqui mesmo é a do Eren.
Hey, we are playing as Eren again. Let's see if the game, you know, dupes us, makes a fool out of us.
Tem uma parte aqui que é 1x1.
And no, we actually get to play as him. Protagonist. For the first time since a quarter of the way through the game. We get to actually play our main character. I'm just gonna stunlock her and take that nape out in no time. Even despite how huge her health bar is, how much HP she actually has. Just with our equipment and everything and how much we've leveled up, we're kind of unstoppable. Just as long as we don't get like stunlocked or anything. Pray to SRC God. And for more dialogue, just Levi's squad is being like, hey, you should trust us, Eren. And it's the worst mistake any of them make. Good job. So now we're playing as good old Titan Aaron, and we are going to get into a good fist fight with the female Titan. We can kind of loop her and keep her stun locked here with our like dash punches. Here's an ability called Slaughter, where basically we just knock her down and can go in for Slaughter, and it does a huge amount of damage. Pretty much just deletes the rest of her health bar. I think here she's gonna have like 2 phases where we go through stun locker, use Slaughter.
Aqui, esse lugar não é muito bom. Vamos tentar empurrar ela pro lado. Beleza, tá empurrada. Ok. Beleza. Quando ela levantar, pra ela não dar
Alright, so here we're gonna go for a grab, our first of the run, our first grab. And again, just go in for that combo.
Ela vai ter essa animação esquipada. Tipo agora. Ela vai querer dar o grito, não vai conseguir. Dá-lhe.
Rage attack, and
E
then
agora a gente vai só.
we're gonna slaughter one more time, and that's the stage.
A gente vai dar um socão, dá-lhe. E agora a gente vai dar o.
Pretty cool. We actually like have kind of the female Titan like figured out so that we know exactly just how to loop her and keep her in place so that she never attacks or actually like gets the chance to do damage to us or slow us down. And it's pretty precise. It's just keeping that dash and that hook like lined up and in time so that she doesn't get the chance to like stand up and counterattack. Here's actually the penultimate level in the game. We're gonna play as Levi and take on the female Titan as well. Because even though Aaron does pretty well, last stage he kind of won the fight. He doesn't for, you know, plot reasons. And we're gonna have to go in and save him. And that's the stage. That's the second to last stage. It is just show up, go in, play as Levi for 2 seconds, and take out the female Titan.
É isso. Essa foi a fase do Levi. Beleza, agora a fase final. Aqui a fase final tem um monte de cutscene falando, ó, cara.
We're gonna be moving into the actual like final stage now.
Alguma coisa aconteceu, deu muito
Sure, we're
ruim.
gonna go for an upgrade.
E
Again, things are a little bit different in this run just because we're going for the Tiger Zero and doing some safety strats. But no, okay, we're actually not going to go for an upgrade or anything. So yeah, here it is. We're going into the finale. So basically we get a plan to lure out the female Titan, and she transforms in the middle of this city. We used to go for her limbs and actually like play the fight as it's intended. We don't anymore. We just sound grenade and stun locker.
É bloqueada, né? A gente não começa conseguindo dar tiro na... acertar o pescoço dela.
There we go, one last stun grenade and we're good.
De estourar o pescoço dela.
Alright, so that's actually like the first phase. This final stage is a bit of a 2-stage battle.
Essa foi a parte. Isso daqui demorou tipo 20 segundos.
Alright, so we're just gonna have to sit here and wait a little bit for all this dialogue to run out.
Mas
And I know it might seem a little like strange, especially you know if you like don't run the game or haven't played it before, but this is still like way faster than how we used to do it with going like with the individual limbs, because the dialogue would actually like finish, and we would have to wait for more, or we would have to like we would have out-timed it. Okay, here's the final battle. She's gonna be a 2-stage fight. So again, we're gonna go with. Oh, she actually got a counter attack. Okay, but Krolm's gonna recover. Okay. We're getting those good hooks out. Okay. Got our Muso, and then we're gonna go for Slaughter. And that's phase 1. Okay, so I actually have to go ahead and say time is coming up very soon. It'll end on the second phase. I'll call it when it happens. But we're basically gonna do the same thing. We're gonna lock her, build up our Muso, use it, and then
Ela
we're gonna
vai
use
levantar mais
Slaughter,
uma vez.
and whenever Aaron's punch connects on Slaughter is when time ends.
Ela vai dar gritão. A gente
There's
vai
the Muso.
dar throw nela pra ela não gritar. Isso aumenta a nossa barra
Oh.
em bastante coisa. A gente vai dar mais 2 chutes aqui.
Time.
Toma um socão. Toma. Tem que dar mais alguns de danos nela. Beleza, ela caiu e golpe final. Boa! GG. Acabou.
That
Nice.
yeah, that was pretty good. I am
Awesome stuff.
yeah, I'm super
É isso.
super proud of
Esse
Krolm
foi
for
Attack on
that. That
Titan,
was really
apesar dos
good.
pesares.
Yeah, and you know, even through the technical difficulties and whatnot, I did pause the timer a little bit, but even considering, you know, the few minutes that we may have had passed just from the difficulties, that was still a really good time. And it's awesome to see how far this category has been pushed down from you guys over the time that you guys have been grinding it. So very nice.
Yeah, it's insanely impressive. I'm super proud to like be part of the community and to see how far this has been pushed down. I mean, Krolm has been like on the top of that list. You know, he's been working this game a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. He was really excited to show it off for everybody this year. I'm glad he got to as well. It was really cool. It's always nice to see like Attack on Titan because the game is just so flashy and just full of action and whatnot. It really kind of matches the vibe of the series. So yeah, it's great. I'm gonna see if Krolm wants to give us any English final bits as well. Krolm, do you want to say anything to the English side of the stream before we sign you guys off?
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Enjoy the ASF.
Yo.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I don't know what the time
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Enjoy the ASF. I'm sorry for the technical
Oh, it looks
difficulties.
like
I
it
don't
was a
know
tiny bit
what
over
the time
just from the
was
difficulties,
on-
but
on the-
if you
on the
didn't have
estimate.
those, you would probably
I
be
got
right on the money.
overestimate or underestimate? Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a good run. I got a lot of bad RNG on the first stages. I didn't get the oh my god, the N. There's a girl there that I can skip the dialogue, but sometimes I need to go so fast, so I can skip a dialogue, and I could not do it. So 30 seconds time loss. Also on the bite stage, I got a very bad RNG. Aaron was turning inspiring a lot, so going into a spiral. So I lost a lot of time there, but the last fight was very good. The 3 last fights was very good. I got very fast time, so yeah, I'm happy about the run. I'm sorry guys, I got a blue screen of death. You know,
Thank you so much
what
for
that means.
persevering
And I
still
got
giving
a
us
power
good show.
supply off
That was
for
awesome,
the
dude.
whole neighborhood, but I got through, and thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, thank you to Krolm and Izzy as well for the run and amazing commentary. I'm going to go ahead and get us set up for the next run. It's actually going to be Konosuba. This game is really cool. It's going to remind you a lot of Mega Man, but just keep in mind, it is an official game that came with the DVD or Blu-ray box set of Konosuba. So this is going to be really cool. I'm excited to show this off for you guys as well. So once again, thank you both, and I'll go ahead and get us set up.
Peace.
Peace out, everyone.
From and this prologue to